I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
We just killed those fucking men.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Lobito! You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Welcome to BDA Boxing. This is Kimbucho. I will be your host for tonight. We're gonna be opening the phone lines, StreamYard, the whole thing, so you guys can chime in. We also have Mr. BDA on the line, and I'm gonna be calling more people. But welcome to the show. Oh, let's give a shout out. I haven't done a shout out in a while. Shout out to Terry Conman in the chat, Wexford DJ, Renegade Sensei, KC Boxing, Kid Top Skull, Iceman, Ignorant Boxing, Kyle L, The Pervert, John Gonzalez, Usika Wilder, Gain Boxing as well. Guys, welcome to the show. Canelo Alvaroid in the chat. All right, let's get this party started. Oh, by the way, let's promote the. Hold on. The membership program. Don't forget, guys, we have a membership program. You can help BDA Boxing by signing to the membership program. You get special film analysis videos, and you get special emojis that you can see on your screen. I'm going to post an emoji here. There you go. These emojis you can only get if you're part of the BDA membership program. So I want to thank everybody who joined the membership program, and let's fucking begin. Mr. BDA.
Yellow.
What's up?
How you doing, man? Listen, Bucho, this is the type of press conference that's required to get people pumped up. Listen, this fight, most people expect Canelo to just walk him down. I've sort of been giving Canelo-plant a shot if Canelo shows up hampered or handicapped. Be that as it may, finally a press conference that lives up to the hype. I mean, and not for nothing, but I was wondering, as I was analyzing this fight in the last couple of days, I was thinking, man, the press conference is going to be interesting because these two personalities are bound to clash. They're both jackasses, let's face it. They're both arrogant pricks. And they're the sort of arrogant pricks that are never going to get along with each other, I don't think. You know, for the most part, a lot of boxers are arrogant, right? They have to be. The top guys have to be. But this one in particular made me think that something was going to happen, and lo and behold, it did. As you can see there by the GIF that's on the screen, Canelo pushed Plant, and then Plant tried to come in with a slap, which Canelo saw coming and was able to do the lean back and hit him with a two-piece combo. Bucho, it's not a good sign that... It was a quick slap, by the way. If you watch the video that I sent you, it's from a different angle. It was a quick slap, and Canelo saw it coming, and that's... I don't think he warmed up his back or anything before doing that, so... Already, really, the only advantage Plant has in this fight, or the big advantage, is his height and reach and the hand speed. And if he can't use that in the press conference, how's he going to use that in the ring? Or am I making too much of it, do you think?
I mean, I don't know. Some people like to look at these things that happen outside the ring, and somehow you can look at those things and determine the outcome of the fight. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I just quickly saw the incident. I haven't really analyzed it, like the JFK assassination video, but we can do that today. I have the video here, so maybe we can slow motion the whole thing. We can break this down. Mr. BD, I'm gonna invite other people, so I don't know if you're gonna get kicked out. So
okay. Yeah.
Mr. BD, I'm gonna. What the hell is that sound? Oh,
so here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
I just
go ahead.
Also wanted to say that, man, there's because a lot happened in this press conference. So let's start with the beginning. A lot of people say that, let's get out of the way, because whenever something like this happens in a press conference, people immediately say, oh, the whole thing was staged, which, could be true. They were slapping at each other. I tend to think that the reason why they were slapping at each other might have been because they don't want to fuck their hands up. I think that's a plausible reason. But be that as it may, the reason why Canelo said he pushed Plant was because Plant called him a motherfucker. Now, in English, we're so used to hearing the word motherfucker. You got to put it into Mexican, Spanish context. When you call somebody chinga tu, you can say to somebody chinga tu madre, which is more to the point. Chinga tu madre means fuck your mother. So when a guy doesn't speak English that well and you call him a motherfucker, it's almost like the same thing. So I can understand why Canelo, especially Canelo, who takes a lot of supplements, if you know what I mean, he's bound to lose control like this. But yeah, the fact that Caleb Plant, I also want to say that I've joked around before about Caleb Plant having thick skin, right? Like very thin skin, because in the Uzcategui fight, he took like about 3 flush shots and his face looked all screwed up. And this one now, it proved my joke correct in a way, because he got hit with 2 palm shots and the guy's bleeding all over the place. I mean, if he's going to get hit there with leather gloves, especially those Canelo gloves, which have very little padding from according to those videos, the heck's he going to do in the ring? His face is going to fall apart.
Right. I think his game plan is to outbox Canelo, right? So, yeah.
Of course, yeah, that's his whole game plan. By the way, I gotta give Plant. Is there a super chat you gotta read?
Yeah. Slight Tendencies, thank you for your contribution. He says Plant fans kiss their dads on the lips.
Yeah, listen, a lot of Mexicans now are gonna buy this fight because they like that machismo thing, and it's interesting that those personality clashes really do. I mean, this is a serious personality clash, is what I'm trying to say. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I gotta admit, it's got me a little pumped up. Whether it was staged or not, which I don't think it was, although you never know. But it certainly has my attention now, because it's almost like Greg Haugen versus Chavez. Remember when Haugen was talking all that crap?
I was thinking about that fight now.
Because Plant's going all out. He's calling him a cheat to his face. He's calling Reynoso a fat fuck. I mean, it's a good job from Caleb Plant, I gotta say.
Now, is he lying, though? Is he lying about those 2 things?
Is he lying about what?
About Canelo being a drug cheat and about Reynoso being a fat fuck.
No, no, it's not. Yeah, it's like it's like if somebody says BDA, the BDA shows the best. I mean, obviously they're telling the truth.
Of course. All right, we have a phone line. Oh, we have Recognize the Matrix as well. Welcome to the show.
Recognize.
What a great show. That was great.
It's staged? Is that what you mean? It was staged?
Nah, I don't think the punch. I thought he punched Caleb Plant. That's what I thought. But maybe he slapped him. I don't know. But I don't think that. Like, they probably were told, yeah, you guys can talk shit to each other. Like, like they probably don't really like each other at all. I know Canelo don't like him because he's like calling him a drug cheat. He's bringing up the stuff with Valdez and all that. But the interaction is probably not staged. I don't think that part is staged. That's like authentic, right? He pushes him. He probably thought that Plant wouldn't try to punch him, right? But he was like, whatever, I'm ready for it. And it looked like Plant took like a kind of like a weak, what was that? That would have been his left, like a little left swing at him, but kind of just like, I don't know if he really put anything to it. Canelo weaved it. I thought he punched him, or maybe he slapped him. Who knows? Catches him with like a little uppercut, and it fucking cut him. I think that part
Recognize from what I can see in the video, because Bucho, maybe if you can repost the video here in the Discord chat, there's a different angle, and you can see after Canelo leans back, he comes back with I think he hit him with 2 palm shots.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I thought so too. It was close, but now it was 2 palm shots, which can definitely hurt, man.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down like the JFK video. Like we're gonna do that pretty soon. Now we have some phone calls and we have super chats. So let me just go through these super chats first. John Gonzalez, thank you for your contribution. He says, Todd Plant was talking about BDA there.
Oh, come on.
Okay, yeah.
See, I was having a nice little convo with John on the Discord, in the private Discord, and now all of a sudden he comes at me like that. I mean, I gotta tell you.
It's interesting.
Thanks for the
you
money.
are a
though.
fat fuck. You're a fat fuck and a drug cheat. Rapax. He says Rapax or Rapax. How good is Rapax? Rapax Trucking Company.
Yeah.
Rapax, come on, it's call him Rapax.
It sounds
Rapax.
That's one of the Rat Pack.
Rapax Trucking Company. Thank you for your contribution. And also, he didn't contribute. Well, he did contribute because he joined the BDA membership program. Thank you very much and welcome to the family. Now you have access to all those degenerate emojis. Trill Balance, thank you for your contribution. He says, if Plant wins, it counts as a victory for the black community. What's going on, man?
He did have nothing but black people like on his side. It looked that way to me.
That's true. That's true.
I gotta tell you, man. I remember real quick when Zab Judah was the welterweight champ back in 2005, and that was when the baggy clothes were still
a little
fashion.
bit in.
Yeah. And he was He said he was in a elevator in a skyscraper, and he was a bunch of suits walked in, and they looked at him. And they go, "Hey, are you a rapper?" So now I'm thinking, 15 years later, 16 years later, Caleb Plant. There's a bunch of white rappers now that all look like Caleb Plant. So if he walks into an elevator, people are probably gonna think he's a rapper.
He could pull it off, man. He could pull it off. All right, let's take a phone call. Hope this shit. 470. You're on the air. 470.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I saw the press conference. I don't think it was staged. Caleb Plant kind of has this arrogance about him that, I don't know. I just see the way he interacts with a lot of other boxers, and then the stuff he was saying about Canelo in the media and his trainer, I'm sure it pissed Canelo off. But in terms of the fight, if you see what happened, the press conference, if you look at what happened, Canelo pushed Plant. Plant went flying. Plant walks back slowly. He raises his right hand to act like he's going to do something with it, but then he comes real fast with the left. Canelo backs away and lands a right and then a left palm strike counter. And that kind of summed up the whole fight for me. Canelo's the stronger guy, pushed him back easy.
True.
And he has much better, and he has, and considering that Plant is going to be the quote unquote boxer in this fight, Canelo has the better reflexes, better timing, better counterpunching. So, I think we pretty much saw what's going to happen in the fight right here in the press conference.
So
For me, Caleb Plant is he's just somebody. He's trying to be something that he's not. I see him as a solid B-level fighter. And I just don't. He's, as Canelo said in the press conference, he's just not on Canelo's level. He can bring in Andre Ward. He can say whatever he wants to say. The result is going to be the result. Canelo said in the press conference, he's just not on Canelo's.
All right.
That's a perfect summary. I think he got it correct. Now, I will say one thing. I think this is the real Caleb Plant in terms of character. I think he really believes that he's all that. And but I'm curious to ask the caller real quick. Do you see any chance in which Plant can win? Like, for example, if Canelo comes in there and he's not 100%, do you think Plant can edge it?
Okay, so the first thing you said, for Caleb Plant, he's a guy. He's like a Deontay Wilder. He believes he's something that he's not. He's surrounded by yes men. I've looked into the guy. I've seen some of his training. I've seen some of his social media posts. The guy, he believes he's just not that guy. He's just not that guy. There's just no way he can beat Canelo Alvarez in a boxing match. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the skills. He doesn't have the toughness. He doesn't have the strength. He's the quote unquote boxer in this fight, but Canelo has the advantage with reflexes, timing, and countering. There's no aspect of boxing where, outside of running, as Canelo said, there's no aspect of the fight that Caleb Plant, has an advantage over Canelo. And, we'll all see that on November 6th. It was very entertaining, though, and this fight's going to sell a lot of pay-per-views. But, yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right. Well, thanks for the phone call, man. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys. Yep.
All right, good points.
Hey, it's a good point, man.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna beat the shit out of canelo-plant, man.
Yeah.
You could tell in that little exchange, he's like much more physical attributes, right? The physical, yeah, he's taller than Canelo. He's got longer, he's longer, right? But that's it. That's all he has. Canelo has everything else. Canelo has a fast reflex. He kind of, when he pushed him, he's like, yeah, this guy might throw a punch at me. He's already expecting it. And you saw how fast he just got out of the way and was able to hit him, So
you know how I think canelo-plant could really make it close, and we're gonna get into the politics of the decision because people say, well, if it goes 12, there's no way Plant gets a decision. I'm not so sure about that. Just from a technical standpoint, canelo-plant's with Andre Ward. What was one of Ward's best attributes to slow down a fight? Clinching.
Yeah.
So if Plant goes in there and makes Canelo miss with wide shots, because Canelo likes to counter with wide shots against taller, quicker guys, and I think he's going to try to do that. But if Plant keeps stepping out, makes him miss, and then when Canelo gets close, he clinches him.
Do you think he's strong enough to control? Because Andre Ward was a big guy. I mean, at 168, he was big. Even 175. I don't know. I think that
he's bigger than canelo-plant, right?
Yeah.
At 160.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And so, Ward was pretty strong in the clinch, because you can slip out of a clinch sometimes. But if you need to know how to clinch properly. And like Andre Ward was a master of clinching, the right timing for the clinch, the strength to maintain the clinch. I don't know if canelo-plant is that good. I mean,
I agree. And on top of that, listen, let's face the facts. The X factor here, which is the reason why a lot of people expect Canelo to just walk over Plant, is that gosh darn Caleb Truex fight. I mean, yeah, he bloodied Truex's nose and all that, but he was a 40-year-old Truex who'd been through the ringer, he'd been stopped before, and this fucking guy couldn't stop him or even put him down. I mean, it's not a good look, you got to admit.
Yeah. We have a phone call, guys. Let's take it. Oh, boy. 773, you're on the air. 773.
What's up?
What's up? What's on your mind?
Is this Kevin?
Yeah, it's Kevin.
Yes, sir.
How you doing,
What's
Kevin?
up, Recognize?
What's going on, brother?
Let's get right into it. Man, I just saw all the usual reactions. Canelo. So let's say, I keep seeing sucker punch. Oh, Canelo tried to sucker punch him. He sucker punched him, he got countered, this and that. Listen, if someone comes up to you and shoves you as hard as they could, full-fledged, what are you going to do? Like,
yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, you're going to probably punch him.
Yeah.
But he missed.
Exactly. So this idea that they just like, he just tried to sucker punch him out of the blue, just ridiculous. Dude's roid-headed piece of shit, shoving him. This whole narrative, it's a press conference. They should pushing and shoving is part of it. That's part of it. You're supposed to push and shove. Get the hype up. Hell no. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your damn hands to yourself, like a professional, not a dirtbag, low-life piece of shit, juice head, Canelo, fucking scumbag, and his whole team of cheaters, bunch of juice head cheaters. Reynoso Valdez, what a bunch of scumbags, man.
He was going to use
Canelo Alvarez.
I thought he was going to call him another J word. But hey, Kevin, I'm curious, man. What would you have done if you were in Plant's shoes and Canelo pushed you? Would you have just stayed away, or would you have gone at him as well?
Here's the thing. Canelo was prepared for Plant to retaliate.
Right.
Obviously, he knew. So his reflexes. What do you do when you fucking shove someone full-fledged? They go flying back. Of course, you're going to be on edge. You're going to know, okay, this dude's going to come back and try to punch me in the face. Obvious. And then this dude said, oh, that was the fight. We saw the fight right there. He was caught off guard. He wasn't expecting a little juice-head monkey to fucking shove him across the stage. And then he was prepared for the retaliation. He was prepared for the retaliation. And then you got all these sycophants on here. You got all the Mexican sycophants on here. Oh, you see, he lit him up. He cut him up. He busted him open. That was from the glasses. He got scratched from the glasses because he fucking slapped him while his glasses were on. Because it's a press conference. You don't get in a fight at a press conference. He would have got charged with assault for shoving somebody.
Kevin,
That's
so
what
what
happens when you shove somebody. That's assault.
Kevin, what's your message to all these Mexican fans?
Mexican fans, this is the deal with Mexican fans. If Canelo Reynoso could bend Canelo and Valdez over, stick a needle in their ass on stage with a boatload of steroids, and they would still be defending him. They would still, oh, you're just hating because the Mexicans the face of boxing. That's what they would say. They could get injected with steroids on stage, and they'd still have their sycophants in there defending him. Oh, you're still going to get that ass beat. Still going to get that ass beat. And this is what always rubbed me the wrong way with boxing. Just a sport filled with low-life sexist shit. Just the lowest common denominator comes to boxing. It truly is. Out of all the sports, boxing always seems to attract the biggest low-life sexist shit. No integrity, no morals. And this is what, at least MMA has a lot of that, but at least their drug cheats, we call them out. Like Anderson Silva. When people talk about Anderson Silva, they say, it's just a shame with all his steroid tests. They talk about Vitor Belfort. What do they say? Oh, man, that's TRT Belfort. That's TRT. Like, he's known as the juice head. Like, we label guys drug cheats as such, as they should be. So, boxing, to just let these dudes cheat Oscar Valdez and saying, well, Canelo was mad that he called his team drug cheats. Well, you are drug cheats. The whole boxing world should be mad at them for being drug cheats. Well, Canelo's mad that he called them drug cheats. Well, don't be a drug cheat, you piece of shit. And all these sycophants defending him. Boxing, what a dirty-ass sport. Dirty shit.
What about the outcome? All right. Oh, well, yeah, we'll make predictions later. Anything else, Kevin?
Anything else? Let me think.
I think that's a no.
No, that's about it.
Well, I laid
the law down right there.
All right, man.
Well, you said a mouthful, Kevin. You said a mouthful.
Yeah. Good call, man.
Very good. Very good call. This is why Kevin won Caller of the Year at one point. Because
so you said Fighter of the Year. Did you say Fighter of the Year he won?
No, Caller.
Oh, Caller. Gotcha.
Caller, yeah.
Right.
Not Caller.
Let's see what else. We have StreamYard open also, people. The links in the chat. You can jump on Stream. Now, I'm going to treat StreamYard like a phone line. So you jump in, you say whatever you need to do, whatever you want to say, and then we move on. Or else we'll just have too many people.
Hey, by the way, can I mention, just for context, some people might in the chat might be saying, why is Kevin so salty? Or, they can call him salty if they want. How about the whole Mexican thing? Kevin lives in Chicago. High Mexican population, high black population, and he's a Polish guy. So you try to figure out how that would work over there in Chicago.
With bullets just flying everywhere.
Exactly. Between the two groups, he's stuck in the middle. So, give him a little sympathy there.
Jose Estrada says, Bucho, bring up supplements, but not hair test. The hair test. What about the hair test?
Oh, it all comes down to the hair test, huh? Listen, man, he's a drug cheat, but doesn't change the fact that he's a much better fighter than Plant. Okay, now he'll be Plant either way. Here's the thing. The one thing that Kevin brought up, that's kind of like an assault charge, right? You push the dude.
Yeah.
I think if I was Plant, I would have just stayed back, right? I would have really thought about coming at him for two reasons. One, obviously, he's a boxer, right? Just like me. So I can't just come at him a certain way. He might be able to, especially that he pushed me, he might be highly alert. So if I try to come at him, he's going to be prepared for that. He's even going to be prepared for a sneak shot. So that's one. Two, what I would say is the second reason why is because he's the biggest payday, and something bad could have happened. But I wonder if these people are gonna the people that are in charge of the event, are they gonna say anything to Canelo? I don't think they are. I have a feeling they're not gonna there's gonna be no reprimand.
Why would you want to stop this fight? I mean, both guys are getting paid, especially Plant. I mean, he's getting paid.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to. If I was Caleb Plant and Canelo pushed me because I was talking shit, as long as he didn't push me like my face, even if I he kind of flung me back and it's kind of a little bit embarrassing. I would have not went up to him and tried to punch him.
Recognize you. To be fair, you sound like one of Weinstein's victims. When they were, hey, if he wants to touch my ass, whatever. No, but you know what? Recognize. Fucking Canelo's lucky that I wasn't part of Plant's entourage today because I would have enacted a citizen's arrest and I would have been a police report. I would have been prepared to do as well.
You would have been found in the river, wherever whatever state they're in. That's when you would have been found afterwards.
Jeez.
No, sorry,
All right, guys, we have Jimmy on the line. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Jimmy!
What up, man? Hey, reports canelo-plant landed somewhere outside the North Carolina coast.
Oh, come on. Now, wait a minute. He
come on, dude. Fucking Canelo pushed him out of the screen. I was watching on a widescreen and he fucking sent it. I'm like, holy shit, he disappeared. Where the fuck did that kid go? He comes back and he tries to throw a left, Canelo a little sidestep, and then two pieces of him. Welcome to the fucking majors, pal.
Jimmy, Kevin from Chicago said that he was just Kevin from Chicago.
Oh man, it was funny.
Kevin from Chicago called in and said that the punch that canelo-plant threw was justified since he was pushed. What do you think about that?
Listen, they could have done if he came back and pushed at Canelo. I guarantee you, Canelo wouldn't have thrown punches or fucking put hands on him like up at his face like that. But Plant came back swinging. You know what I mean? That first left he threw, that like sweeping left hand, like he went to bitch slap him. That was coming for the head. Canelo just little throw, like he does a little bend at the hip, and boom. But Canelo. Plant wasn't expecting how strong fucking Canelo is. I'm telling you right now, he's got that redhead retard strength. I can't stress that enough. Redheads, what's that, brother?
And that roid strength.
Yeah, rah strength.
Jimmy, did you see the size of Canelo's neck in that polo shirt?
Dude, he is thick. He is angry. He hates Plant. He doesn't like white people, so he especially wants to knock out fucking Plant. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, listen, he calls him a bitch. I don't know where you got, how it is around the country. I'm sure, well, I know for a fact this way recognized because he was in fucking there at the island. If you call it, where I'm from, dude, you call me a bitch, dude, it's on. Like, there's no, like, talking. Would you say? There's no shove. A man calls me a bitch who isn't my friend. Like, of course, if one of you guys are at my house, say, you bitch, and laughing, that's one thing. But if I'm out and a dude calls me a bitch, I'm throwing punches. I'm not asking what's up. What did I do to offend you? My next response will be punching him in the face. Like, that's you don't call a man a bitch because, as Red will tell you, right? In the can, unless you're ready to fight, you call a man a bitch. That's like that's a punk. That's someone who fucking washes your drawers and braids your hair while you're playing hearts on the table. You know what I mean? That's such a fucking insult. I know it is on the East Coast. I don't know it was nowhere else. So. He called him a bitch, and then he fucking, what else, a drug cheat, all this other shit. Listen, what flipped out Canelo the most out of all that shit, what sent him to the most with Triple G is when Triple G started coming at him about the drug cheat shit. Listen, I'm not sticking up on him saying he wasn't. I'm just saying that's what fires him up the most.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what fires him up the most. Without a doubt, he has proven that.
I mean, he said
did that.
He did, Jimmy, I think he tried to disguise it. He said, you can come at me, but don't come at my mother. But I was like, he called you a motherfucker, right? He didn't say, I guess, because he's Mexican, he can, some Spanish people, it's true. Like, if you call them a motherfucker, they hear the word mother first. They're
exactly,
like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, because like I said, in Mexico, chinga tu madre means it's more direct, like, fuck your mother. Right?
Fuck your mother, yeah.
But if I'm a Mexican like Canelo, he hears, like you said, motherfucker, he interprets it as the same thing. So it's a big no-no. It's a big bozo no-no. By the way, hey, what if somebody would have called 70s recognized sucker? Would that have elicited the same response, violent response? Or?
Fuck you think you talking to like that, Jack? Who the fuck you calling a sucker, motherfucker?
No, literally, seriously, it was just always bitch or punk. Those were the two. Those were just
wrap a belt around my leg, motherfucker. I'll still be mad.
Yeah, those were the two words you didn't call somebody unless you wanted to fight him. You called him a punk or a bitch.
Right, yeah.
But definitely a bitch. That was it was on.
Man, this some shady ass shit right here.
All right, let's take some phone calls. 623 623, you're on the air. 623.
Yo, I'm just here to say that we Mexicans, we don't give a fuck if Mexican fighters cheat. We support them no matter what. You can't give a fuck if Mexican fighters cheat. Yeah, I'm glad that WBC has our fucking back. And what? Keep fucking crying. Triple G got his ass whooped. Fuck Triple G.
All right, so what else? All right, so
he's been real, man. You got.
Wait, he's for real? I think he was trolling. He was playing a
trolling.
character.
Yeah, I think he's trolling.
That's it. He hung up. Man,
He sounds like the Suge Knight of Mexicans, right?
I know. Call back, man. We want to hear more from you. We have another phone call. 612, you're on the air. 612.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tin Man here.
What's up?
So this press conference was awesome. Canelo looked like he just finished a golfing game, came in and almost sent canelo-plant from Nevada to Arizona. So that was I think signs of how the fight will go on. I feel Canelo will cook some Tennessee ribs and liquid brain fry on November 6th. He's going to end the fight with a uppercut and a right hand. And canelo-plant, enjoy all you can, because after November 6th, you'll probably be eating your food out of a straw. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for the phone call.
I love that caller, man. He gets right to the point, man.
Well, it's true. Enjoy canelo-plant while you can.
While you can. You almost lost him, right? You almost lost him on the stage.
I like how the caller always is almost always very specific about the type of facial damage he wants someone to sustain. Like I want, I think Fidel is going to beat Deontay Wilder. I think he's going to break his cheekbones. Like, wait, what? He's very specific. I think he's going to break the lower aorta near the center plexus. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, very specific. Man. Good call, though. Is this going to help the fight?
Good caller.
Well, for sure, this is going to help the fight, though. I mean, we're even talking about this shit.
Look, I think because they okay, when I mean stage, right? They know that the two don't like each other. They know Canelo's kind of a hothead, right? He said some things about Canelo because they did a shoot at they have that little green room. It's like the green wall background, and I don't believe they had an altercation there, right? Maybe they said so. I didn't watch it, but I saw that they did a photo shoot. They both had shirts off, the gay shit that they do. Yeah. They may have them staring at each other. I don't think anything happened there. So they get to the press conference, then something happens there, right? So some people are a little bit suspicious. What I think was they're like, the people that are holding the event are like, hey, man, something might go down, If it does, just like kind of let it happen. Try to intervene when it's going to get too out of hand, instead of like having people there ready and just getting ready to stop. Because once Canelo pushed Plant, somebody should have jumped up and be like, whoa, chill, right?
Because why would you expect that guy to fucking swing at Canelo? Like that. Usually you push
exactly.
but
remember, he pushed him. He pushed him.
Did Canelo close his fist? Did Canelo swing on a closed fist?
I thought he did. Hey, look, I'm so used to
watching. That's dangerous, dude. Right there, the reason, dude. Especially with glasses on his face, he could have cut him.
I'm so used to him boxing, so every motion he does. Look, I'll be honest with you, right? I was like, damn, man, Canelo got skills, like a street, like in he backed up. I mean, it was a weak sweeping left hook. And I can see a lot of guys doing that, but the way Canelo did it, it looked sweet. Like he kind of backed off, and with the lead, so that would be his left. He throws like a little uppercut, and then throws his overhand right hand, like a chopping right hand. And I think it caught him on top of the head.
That's because I've only seen it once, and I didn't see if he closed his fist. Because he would have had to pay him a lot of money if that fight was postponed. Because what happens if he caught him with a closed fist, hit him especially with glasses on? Right? Yeah. Get a shot of glass in his eye, or fucking cut him, gashed him wide open where you see like meat exposed.
It didn't break the glasses because canelo-plant put it back on. So he didn't break it unless he had an extra pair already.
But he did blame the
But maybe open hand slapped him. I don't know. I would think he's smart enough not to punch him with a closed fist.
It's possible. But again, because he's a boxer, I'm automatically assuming he's throwing a punch. You know.
But Butcher, you're gonna play the video?
Yes, yes. By the way,
Yeah,
I don't
you-
know if you
if
guys
you
mentioned,
watch-
but Killer Plant did blame the sunglasses for the eye injury.
Right. That
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
if you watch the video that Butcher's gonna play, you can. I think that's the angle that we're talking about. You can see that Canelo did indeed hit him with 2 palm strikes, because I think he knows. Like that's the reason why some people are saying that it was staged, because they're saying, like, I think official scorecard boxing. And look, I wouldn't put it past these guys to stage it, but it seemed genuine
But you
enough.
don't stage the interaction. You know, the swinging.
Exactly,
That's in the, like, you don't say this is what's going to happen. I'm going to swing at you, and then I'm going to miss, and then you're going to hit me with 2 palm strikes. You don't stage.
Oh, it was
Not
a
in the
slap,
streets.
guys.
You
It
can't
was
do
a
that.
slap. What is okay?
But that was a quick slap, by the way. I know it was wide and everything, but it was quick, man.
Oh, man, he tried to suck him. He was doing it while he was talking. Ready? Talking, whoop, and he goes like
Oh
a slap.
yeah, you're
And he's
right.
gonna throw. Oh yeah, dude, right? And on top of that, that's how. Look at, he's talking, he's saying something. Then boom, he goes to throw the slap. Right? Tries
He
to
actually
catch him.
nipped him. He nipped him.
Yep. And then he
Yeah,
lifted up.
no, you're right.
And he's gonna do the same fucking shit. And brother, he's gonna do the same shit too during the fight. Throw punches from too far out. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Cannelo's gonna fucking sidestep it and jump in and fucking piece him
Yeah,
up.
you know what? It doesn't even look as bad when you're closer. When you're actually closer,
Yeah.
that it doesn't even look bad. Tries to slap him. He actually did snap Canelo with the fingers, but you know it doesn't do anything.
You know what? That's why I was saying that if Plant would have been smart, he would have done some of that 52 blocks shit. You know that the prison.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys say that? Did you guys crank the volume up? Did you hear Jimmy Lennon Jr.?
What do you say?
He screeched like a woman. He made a female sound. It was crazy.
Everybody down.
And then you had fucking Jordan. I'm coming here. She kept running up with her heels and a pair of heels in her hand.
Oh yeah, and then you see that publicist, the one that banned the barbershop. What's her name?
Kathy. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. From
Yeah,
TVC.
she's always screaming. She's always screaming. Stop! Stop! It reminds me of fucking high school when the teacher would always get involved in a fight. Like, bitch, get out of the way and let these guys fight. Come on.
Yeah, let us fight.
Get out. Let's settle it. All right.
Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Premier Boxing champion Arden Arena.
I want to hear Jimmy Lennon.
I'm fucking lying, dude. I hate somebody. I'm being a dink, dude.
All right. Because it's possible, right? I could definitely.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I was picturing him, just because you could never, like, that dude's never thrown a punch in anger in his life. You could picture him if they like tumbled into him.
Hey, by the way, fellas, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Really helps us out. And don't forget.
I
to
hit
call
it
in.
before the fucking show started, motherfucker.
I don't believe you. But hey, I wanted to. I wanted
John,
to ask
John
you
Gonzalez said that. I think Jimmy Lennon said, "Everybody down, everyone down."
But I wanted to ask you, fellas, Caleb Plant, we're talking about how much of an arrogant prick he is himself and about how he thinks he's something he's not. But at the end of the day, isn't that better than him thinking he's a piece of shit? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, I don't have. Listen, whether Caleb Plant thinks he's black, I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard him say that, but like I can tell that he's probably that way. Whatever he thinks of himself, I think it's fine, right? Whatever. That's his
environment. Grew up in a black neighborhood.
But not only that, here's another thing, right? Do I want him to have no confidence in himself? Like, he would have never made it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I wasn't asking. Yeah, I wasn't asking about the black thing. I was asking, is it better for him to be overconfident than no fucking confidence at all?
Well, that slap punch wasn't that slap. He tried to fucking hit him with that, talking open hand slap. Wasn't a very confident toss. You notice his fucking come up off his feet when he did it instead of stepping in close enough.
Yeah.
Had to get in a little closer because he got a little closer. He would have.
Yeah, man. Those were clearly slaps from both of the guys. I didn't realize.
Both. Oh yeah.
Closer, yeah. They got closer.
Because I would have, like I said, I would have been shocked. I would have expected slaps from Canelo, dude. Because if he's going to hit you skin on skin, he's going to gash you. You're bleeding. So that's why I would have been shocked.
Canelo is built like a dude that's kind of like James Toney. That I don't mean he moves exactly like James Toney, but it's kind of like the same idea. So when he's like doing a little defense, when he's moving back, he's already in motion. He's in place to hit you, and that's why I thought he punched him. That's why I said, oh shit, he fucking punched him, because he's a boxer. So automatically I just assumed that his instincts were to punch him,
Well, in terms of the fight itself, though, it's interesting because canelo-plant, I don't know if you guys heard him. They were interviewing him after the fight, or actually, he did a little spiel too when he was up on the days, and he was saying he was saying even before I was an amateur, or when I was an amateur as well, I've always been doubted. So keep on doubting me. So he seems to be like that the type of prick that I'm never going to root for. But from a training perspective, does he have the right attitude? Do you guys enjoy seeing a guy like that who's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, and that's always going to maintain him in shape?
Yeah, I don't really like his style, but I do appreciate the confidence, even if it's cringy at times. Because the one thing you don't want is a guy who's just like has a submissive attitude in boxing, which sounds kind of weird if you get what I'm saying, right? Like most of these guys are aggressive by nature, right? They might be even more aggressive than the average guy. And so that's what you want. You want somebody who's like, yo, I'm confident. I even if I get butterflies, I could still let my hands go. So you don't got to worry about me. I'm thinking about it in a coaching standpoint, right? I got a guy in there. I kind of care for him. What kind of attitude do I want him to have? Do I want him to be submissive, or do I want him to be like, even when he's afraid, he's got a little bit of butterflies in his stomach, he lets his hands go? I would prefer that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason why I asked that is because he does seem to have an edge about him. Just even, I'll give you an example. When in certain situations where they ask him questions, he always seems to be on the defensive, or actually maybe on the offensive. Because I was watching an interview he did with Marco Villegas. What's his name again? Villegas, the Fight Hub guy.
Yeah.
And Villegas said, he's asking him, hey, you take punches for a living. Because that's what we usually say about boxers, right? They take punches, and canelo-plant immediately goes, no, I don't take punches. When you've seen me, it's like right away he makes a little confrontation out of it. I'm thinking, see, that's the type of edge you don't want to have a beer with that type of guy, but that's the type of attitude you want to see in a fight.
Fake bravado, dude. That's what unconfident people do. Of course, dude. Absolutely. Confident people don't act like that. Confident people self-flagellate. Confident people, like, oh, I wouldn't want to get hit by you. Like, for instance, Muhammad Ali, when they had him on stage with, I forget who it was back in the day. It was one of those TV shows, you know what I mean? The celebrity shows they always had on weekends. And he was on there with somebody, and they started throwing punches, like joking around. He's like, oh, no, don't hurt me. And he's done it with little kids. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that type of thing. They would he would have said, yo, yeah, no, man, of course I've taken too many punches to remember. But that's what decent, like people who have confident, like, oh, no, I give out the punches. I don't take them. Listen, he knows he was fucking matched softer than puppy shit his entire career. It's a mirage. He has never, ever been tested, okay? Ever in his whole professional career. Everybody he's fought, he's been more than a 2-1 favorite to win. This time he's going against somebody he's 4-1 favorite not to win. The thing is, mentally he doesn't know himself. Unless you've been into wars, you walking back to your corner like sucking wind, your fucking head is thumping, you fucking just took a beating, and you're like, holy shit, now you know all those fucking hours you did road work, and now it's paying off because your oxygen levels are keeping you awake, because you're not getting knocked out. Those are those things you know what you can take. He doesn't even know what he can take. He doesn't know what he can take from that standpoint. So it's false bravado. Myself, that's how I take it.
Jimmy, in the chat, Kevin from Chicago is saying Jimmy goes against anything PBC. I guess he wants you to shit on Canelo to make it even.
Yeah, no, I should lie about my feelings about Plant. I guess he's never heard me talk about Benavidez, Prograis, a bunch of other fighters of the PBC. I can't help it if the PBC has a lot of American fighters and they act like douchebags. But
Jimmy, even when you praise Canelo, you do say the guy's he's on the good shit, right? Like I've heard you say that. You say, yo, that guy's definitely on some shit. So it's not like
I don't believe he's sober and like clean off drugs. You don't grow muscle mass that quickly when you're already an athlete at that age. It'd be shocking. Listen, when you're drug free under ideal conditions, you can put them fucking in the beginning of working out. You know, if you're first year into it, you'll be lucky to put maybe a pound on a month of clean muscle. Somebody who's been an athlete like him his entire life, and then lean, you know what I mean, a mesomorph body type to put on 18, 20 pounds of mass in a year, drug free. That's almost impossible. That's all I'm saying.
Agree. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, you've never seen me
like BDA, then it's different.
Yeah,
but.
exactly. You've never seen me train, Jimmy. But I mean, I'm the exception that proves the rule. But going back to what you said, by the way, in the chat, Corn Pop says Caleb is going to meet his dad. Caleb is going to meet his dad, Alan Thicke. Is that the guy still around, by the way, Alan Thicke? He was the good guy. Anyway. But I wanted to say, going back to the Caleb Plant attitude, that's why I said, Jimmy, Caleb Plant seems to me like the type of guy that you couldn't have a beer with because he's just going to have an attitude about him the whole time, and especially if he gets drunk. It's probably going to just exacerbate. And you know what? Every time they interview him, he seems to be, his eyes are wandering. Like he's too cool for school. You know what I mean? Like, this interview is boring. Like, I don't really care what you're saying. He does seem like a prick to me.
See, Canelo has a chip on his shoulder, but you could have a conversation with him, right? But you can't be too aggressive towards Canelo because then there's gonna be tension, right? There's gonna be tension. He's one of those type of guys, how you say it. They don't look for confrontation, but boy, they don't back from it. Like they'll escalate the situation if they feel like you're insulting them. Yeah, you might have to fight him right there. Where Caleb Plant has a chip on his shoulder, but it's the type of chip on his shoulder that people try to knock him off because of the way he looks. Okay. And by the way he looks. And so he has a chip on his shoulder because of that. And so he's like, are you fucking underestimating me because of the way I look? That triggers him. You get what I'm saying? It gets him going. Yeah, that's what makes him fight. Yeah.
A redhead, light-skinned redhead, and growing up in Mexico.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was teased as a kid. It's one of the reasons why he probably started fighting so much. Right?
By his own brothers. So
they used to call him Cheesehead. And you know what? But it's interesting about the Caleb Plant is because I'm just venting out here about everything I dislike about Caleb Plant because he really does seem like a bit of a prick. And when he fights, even lower level guys, which is really most of his opposition so far, he clowns them. Like he starts showboating, and I'm thinking, come on, man, it's like when Roy Jones would showboat with outmatched opponents, which was almost everybody. And I'm thinking, I don't see if the other guy showboats you first, all right, then it's open season for you if you want to showboat on the guy. But I mean, he's fighting guys from, he on the Pacquiao Thurman card, he fought some guy from Notre Dame or something. I think it was like former football player. Really, no, he had
like boots.
Mike Lee.
Oh, Mike Lee. Oh yeah, Mike Lee.
And it's just he's outmatching him, and he's clowning him. Now I understand that they talked a lot of smack before the fight, but he did the same thing against Uzcategui. Against Uzcategui, he did something I hate, which is you're outboxing the guy, but it was still a competitive fight. But he's outboxing, and then in the last round he spends it running, and in the last 10 seconds he starts running and putting his hands up in the air. Like, oh, come on, you didn't beat the shit out of the guy.
That's his way. Yeah, that's his way of saying it was I don't have to worry about the judge's card because I dominated you.
Something he said that made me laugh. It made me chuckle.
Hey, that's my laugh.
Yeah, I know. So I stole it. But the one thing that made me kind of just laugh at him was like he said something to the effect, everybody thought that I was gonna get dog walked by Uzcategui, and I ended up dog walking him. I'm like, I didn't see that. You didn't dog walk him. You beat him, but is that your definition of a dog walk? That fight was pretty competitive. I mean, you clearly won for sure. But did you guys see him dog walk Uzcategui?
No, not at all. And Uzcategui was a one-hit wonder. And listen, I understand he's with the PBC, but that doesn't change. Now, I'm going to say something. Let's take my opinion out of it. Let's talk about facts. The last 10 opponents he faced prior to winning this title had a combined world ranking average of 158. When you combine the 10 of them, their world rankings, it averaged to 158. He was fighting guys ranked 300, 220. Absolute hand-picked no-hopers to get him up to a high enough wins where he has to be looked at by the fucking sanctioning bodies. And I'm telling you right now, it's tough. You watch. I'll be
Jimmy,
shocked if it isn't a one-sided beating.
in that Villegas interview, the guy goes, "Who else was doing what I did in my 21st, my first 21 fights?" I'm thinking, did you forget about Vasil Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, even Old Man Rigondeaux back in 2010 when he turned pro? I mean, this guy. That's what I'm saying. I like the fact that he might be a little bit overconfident because, like we were saying, it's better to be overconfident than no confidence at all. But he really does believe. He says things that make you think, all right, this guy's a little bit nuts. I mean, he really thinks he's opposite. Let's break down the resume. Porky Medina, Caleb Truax, Uzcategui. Those are the only three names that really stand out to me. Everybody else, I mean, there's tomato
They're
cans.
decent. They're decent wins. I wouldn't call them like fucking world class ones, but those are decent wins. But like, did he dog walk any of those guys? You know,
No.
dog walk meaning he fucking blew them out of the ring.
And that's the thing, though.
Oh, well, BDA, I just posted in the stream the guys he's fought right up until he fought Joe Ugatese. Yeah, it was Tyrone Brunson, 82nd ranked Tyrone Brunson. After that, Adesat Rodriguez, 190th ranked. Carlos Galvin, 387th ranked. Juan D'Angel, 249th ranked. Thomas Imabano, 274th ranked. Andrew Hernandez, 98th ranked. And Medina, right before he won the belt, was 81st ranked. That was his fucking resume. And Mike Lee, by the way, was 169th ranked. And Frank Boots was 30th.
Yeah.
This dude is... Caleb Truax is the highest ranked fighter he ever faced at 6th ranked by one belt. After that bullshit, he jumped up 10 points.
Did you get this list from Haymanites?
Yes.
Yeah, because I can see here it says Rogelio Medina, 81st, won the belt versus the one-hit wonder. It's like Jimmy could not. Jimmy didn't write that down.
That was a piece of the Heyman. It's a fucking tweet he sent out before, and I just remember the copy that I pasted that. But yeah,
Jimmy, I think I mentioned this before.
That guy's name is really Fagan Butts. That's crazy.
Fagan Butts. Yeah, Fagan Butts. But you know what?
It's Fagan Boots.
Uzcategui really was a one-hit wonder because when he beat up Dirrell, I remember thinking, wow, he looked very composed in that fight, blah, blah. But then I checked out the record from Dirrell. He'd only fought once in the past 4 years, so that's one fight per year. And one of those fights he'd lost against what was the name? DeGale. And he was just looking progress. In fact, I think he was actually losing the first Uzcategui fight, right? Before the disqualification thing happened. So, yeah, Dirrell, that was a mirage, man. Uzcategui is a decent fella, but he's nowhere near Canelo level. And let's not forget, Uzcategui went on to lose his fight after the Plant loss. So, it just makes you wonder what the fuck's going on. Also, it makes you wonder why they didn't put Uzcategui Plant in there against the guy that beat Uzcategui afterward, instead of Caleb Truax or Fagan Butts. You know what I mean? See, that's PBC matchmaking right there. Like Jimmy said, they're coddling him a little bit.
Well, they got the fight that they wanted now, so I guess it's a victory for the PBC.
Listen, whoever guided his career, props to him. He put this kid, never had to match him tough. He put him in against guys to make him look good. He was able to always, you think he can be able to do all that flashy? You think he's going to get away with all that shit? Never mind the nerves. I'm telling you, his nerves going into that night are going to be sky high. This is all new to him. This is old hat shit for fucking Canelo. And that, I'm telling you, that nervous energy is terrible because it creates lactic acid. It always lands in your fucking legs first.
All right, guys, let's take a phone call. 214, you're on the air. 214.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? I don't think much about the press conference, but it did confirm something that I've been thinking about. I think that canelo-plant, he gets cut too easily, and I think that's gonna come up in the fight, and I think he's gonna get stopped. Maybe not by knockout, but definitely by corner stoppage.
All right.
You know what? I've said it before. Caleb-Plant doesn't look like he's got those Native American cheekbones, but for some reason, the cheekbones, from what I've seen, is what he got cut. Like the caller said, he got cut earlier today, and in the Uzcategui fight, he got cut on both cheeks, I believe. right over the cheekbone. So there's something there. And Canelo, we've seen him fucking caving in eye sockets. It's not a good look for Plant right now coming into this fight. I think he you know what he should do? He should buy some sandpaper and just rough his fucking face with it. Try to harden that before the fight, because if Canelo starts whacking him with those bombs of his, it could be trouble.
Caller, anything else?
No, not anything.
All right.
All right. That's it for me.
All right. Thanks for the phone call. Call back again next time. Take care. All right.
Yeah, Canelo hits fucking hard. Canelo hits real hard. So I know Canelo's never been hit as hard as he can hit and as fast as he can move too.
Plant is already caught. I mean, BA keeps talking about how fragile his face is, and you already see he has like a bruise in his right eye. So that's all right. We have somebody else in here, Gonzalo. Gonzalo, what's up, man? Did you see the press conference?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I'm eating the sandwich real quick.
All right. Finish your sandwich. Finish your sandwich. Because we have another phone call.
I'm listening though.
All right. We have, I think it's Kevin again. 773 on the air. 773.
Hey, Jim. Jim, you there?
Jimmy, are you there?
Yes, yes, I am, Kevin.
I gotta ask. Do you take steroids?
I did back in the day.
You ever take a
yes,
steroid?
I did. I can't hear you, Kev.
Like, because you kind of blowing it off, this whole Canelo, you're not really talking about it. You say, yeah, the reason why Canelo's so upset is because they accuse him of drug cheat, and you're saying, I don't know if he is or isn't, or I'm not defending that. It's like you're just brushing it off. It seems like it's no big deal. That's a big deal. Cheating, taking PEDs in a dangerous sport like boxing. How many people have died in this sport? And it's just nobody's taking it seriously, just blown off. You rather talk about canelo-plant being a pricker, this and that. I don't give a shit how he acts. I don't give a shit about him being a wigger, this and that. The big problem is that Canelo is a drug cheat, and they're allowing these pieces of shit to continue to take drugs and fight in his camp. It's proven. Oscar Valdez, they allowed him to fail a drug test and continue to fight. That's the issue, not Canelo being a prick or his record or this and that. The problem here is boxing allowing a cheater to continue to fight, cover for him. His camp having drug cheats.
But he's passed all he's passed all the protocol this time. I'm not saying he didn't take drugs. I'm just saying, what are you supposed to do? Suspend him because he failed in the audience? I mean, he was already punished for that. He served it.
WBC
what was it, 60
covered
days or whatever it was.
Some half-assed.
What's that?
Remember, they did some in-house hair follicle test. WBC covered from the corrupt WBC sanctioning body. So that's boxing. So this idea that he passed all the tests can't be serious.
Listen, that whole hair fucking follicle test was reported by the child molester kid there who got fucking kicked off social media, or he quit social media after he got caught with child porn. He's the one who broke that whole thing, and he's the one who gave the story about hair follicles. Listen, he read that whole thing completely wrong. The problem with hair follicles, it'll tell you if a chemical is added to your system. It just can't tell you the levels, and that's the problem. And he tried to act, you know what I mean? And so he was reading that wrong.
So they're bullshitting them. Bullshitting.
Right.
Kevin, I can't. Can you guys hear Kevin? Because I can't hear him at all.
He's breaking up a lot. He's getting.
Yeah, I can't. Kevin, I can't hear you like at all, dude.
I'm right here. You can't hear me? What do you mean you can't hear me?
When I go,
I mean, better now.
I'm trying to warn you guys.
I literally couldn't hear you, dude.
Drug cheat failures.
Now it's
and
better.
everyone's talking about They want to talk about this, that, and the other, instead of the most important topic, which is that Canelo Alvarez is a drug cheat. And you even brought it up. You don't like the way Canelo doesn't like when it's brought up. You said Triple G, when he brought it up, that was the angriest Canelo got when you bring up drug cheat failures. And what did Canelo do to respond whenever canelo-plant brought it up? He got out of character. He shoved him because the truth hurts the most. He got out of character because when you talk about a drug cheat and the reason his head looks like a fire hydrant, that's what happens when you take HGH and all the other bullshit he's probably taking.
He's been talking a lot of
what's
shit.
more
Kevin.
important
He's been
right
talking
now.
a lot of shit, dude. I just saw the show. Yep. Fucking Canelo's fucking pissed, man. That dude talks a lot of shit. That dude would piss anybody off. Tell me that dude wouldn't piss you off.
Because I was saying that earlier. I was saying that the guy's he looks like a real prick.
I mean, Caleb just he's in his face, running his fucking dick suckers. He got fucking.
Listen, I
manhandled.
personally look. I make no bones about it. I'm rooting for Caleb Plant. That's just the way it is when it comes to Canelo. That's how I truly feel about him. I don't think he can win. I personally don't think he can win. We'll see on November 6th. But you know, I would encourage the shit talking. If I was Plant, I would keep doing it, hoping Canelo fights out of character, frustrate him. What I think more likely is going to happen is Caleb Plant's going to end up paying for it. You know, he'll probably suffer like a TKO loss or just a loss period. But like I'm rooting for him, but the guy is annoying.
Yeah.
Kevin, you can't lie. He is annoying.
He's annoying. If
Can you hear me,
Canelo's not
Bubba?
likable, he's less likable. It's like you saying, recognize, I don't like Trump, but do you think Biden's any better?
Right. I agree. I totally agree.
All right, Kevin wants to say something, guys. Kevin wants to go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah. I'm not saying Caleb Plant is some this wholesome good guy character. Everyone can root for. No, he's like he thinks his shit don't stink too. He got that chip on his shoulder, and I think it comes down to what Recognize was saying is people are trying to dowdy him. They're trying to diminish him every chance they get, and he's kind of had to prove everybody wrong. I think that's where that comes from. I think when it comes to Canelo is he's like the golden child who's had everything handed to him. He's got the whole system behind him. He's got the whole boxing establishment putting behind him, covering for his drug test. So when people want to sit here and you want to rag on this, the prick.
I thought he got suspended though, Kev. Didn't Nevada suspend him?
Canelo is the piece of shit. Canelo was the diva. Canelo was the dude that know it all. He's the prick. That's him. That's Canelo. Okay.
My opinion.
Oh, you want payday? You want payday?
He don't want to. The press conference just got started, Kevin. He don't want to go through a whole series of press conferences where this guy's talking about him being a drug sheet. I think that irks him. He don't want to have it to be all about that. When he was there with Valdez, even though he got a lot of scrutiny, he didn't care. But at the same time, he doesn't want it to be all about him talking about Canelo and using drugs. So he put it into that right now. He's like, motherfucker, you want to keep talking about that? This is what's going to happen.
It triggers him. It triggers him because it's like what Kevin was saying.
Well, no shit.
Sometimes
he don't
the
like
truth
it.
hurts. You know,
there's one thing.
Somebody's telling the truth about you.
It's one thing to talk about
Damn, I can't
your
hear
resume or all
I
your
can't hear Kevin either at all.
Your fighting style.
Kevin, nobody can hear you now. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Listen, Kevin.
No, I can't hear you.
You can't
Is he
hear
talking?
What? Yeah, he was. Before.
Can't hear me?
It's like
you can't hear me.
It's like you're fucking drowning at one point.
All right, hold on, guys. Okay, we're gonna have to move on here. Kevin, if you wanna jump on StreamYard, all right? If you wanna keep talking.
Jump on StreamYard, yeah.
All right. Yeah, jump on StreamYard. It's gonna be clear. All right.
No.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, you sound like you crashed into the river, like the Michigan Lake or something, and you're fucking drowning.
He sounds like he's low testosterone level, like he lost his ass.
Come on. No, but it's important. I think it's also because of the connection here on the Discord. So it's when a guy on the phone talks, we have to mute it. So
I know because there's a delay. There's a delay. Yeah, you're right.
That remember that other guy, the other Jimmy, he's still in the chat debating fucking precise.
Jimmy 007. Yeah,
Jimmy, is that the guy? I don't know if Jimmy's the guy that I talked to over at Mark's channel.
He talks like this. It's like Canelo's getting better in it.
Yeah, but I think
he's the in it guy.
I think he drives a lorry over in Britain, and I think he told me once he eats a lot of dates. Can you imagine how that cabin smells? He must be farting up a storm in there. Anyway, but I want to say something.
We had another phone call. He hung up. Whoever was calling, I was gonna get to your phone call. So call back.
BDA, real quick. Did you see how Canelo got away from that punch? It was like the pool noodles. Caleb Plant threw a punch like one of them pool noodles, weak as fuck, weak as slap, and he just went back and countered his ass hard.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of respect for the pool noodles, but they do seem to work for that lean back punch. So good for Canelo and good for the pool noodles. Deserve a round of applause. I want to say something. Butcher, let me know if there's any calls or anything so I can.
Well, we have Mr. Jimmy here. Don't tell me this is the
Yes,
Jimmy
lads. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good. What's going on?
Hey,
is this Jimmy 007?
Yeah.
Jimmy, I gotta ask, did you and I talk over at Mark's a while back, and you were the guy telling me about you drive a lorry, I think, or a train or something?
Yeah, that was me.
No, that's not me.
Oh, okay.
No,
I didn't want to confuse people. All right.
No, that wasn't me. I work at a radio station at night.
Mr. Jimmy, you need to stop going after precise.
Yeah,
what's up? You guys hear me?
Yeah. Kevin.
No, Mr. BD, I respect you. On your channel, I won't ever go after precise. I won't.
All right. Well, let's just finish with our call with Kevin. Kevin, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. As long as you guys can hear me now. Yeah, I was just talking about the Caleb Plant situation because it seems like you guys going on and on about what a piece of shit Caleb Plant is and this and that, and his personality and he's arrogant or this and that. He's a prick, and all those things may be true, but at least he's not a cheater. At least he's not a cheater. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, he's gone for now. So yeah, we get the point. But listen, it's not like we haven't talked about Canelo.
How does he know Caleb Plant's not a cheater?
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean,
how do we know he's not taking steroids or enhancements?
The only thing
good boy.
Yeah, Jimmy, go ahead, Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy. Let's go, Mr. Jimmy. Yeah, Mr. Jimmy.
I thought yeah. Do you not find it a bit hypocritical though that Caleb Plant is on this massive high horse of morality and justice, but he's with Snack, a facility that has a history of peddling drugs. Victor Conte has a really shady past of peddling drugs, PEDs to different athletes. Snack, the facility, several fighters do Snack. Yep.
It is a good point. Look, this is what I consider cheating in boxing or in sports like these high competition sports. If you're letting a guy take more versus the other guy, you're testing him stringently. Like you're making sure he's not taking. That's cheating. Now, if two guys, like you said, Caleb Plant might be taking, and Canelo's trying to stop that, then I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Then that's kind of that's cheating. But if Canelo's taking and he's like, I don't give a fuck what you're taking, I don't consider that cheating. Yeah, I don't consider that cheating.
Can I tell you what my problem is with the Canelo thing is because, look, I've said it before. I think about 90% of the top guys, any guy you point to in the top 10 of any division is probably on something, whether it's EPO, testosterone replacement therapy, whatever. But if and Caleb Plant brought this up himself, you're worth about what, 400 mil or something like that, something ridiculous, and you get caught. I mean, he's not supposed. Look, Canelo's not supposed to be getting caught. Look, Snack, I understand that these guys who like Conti and Memo Heredia, they're probably still cheating. In fact, Memo Heredia said in an interview, like, one of the best parts of cheating was being able to get away with it. You think that type of mentality goes away once you're caught? No, in fact, I'm pretty sure he's still fucking doing.
Hey, BDA. No, can I just, after when you're done, I want to talk on the subject with like the Conte thing, the Victor Conte. I don't know him personally, right? So I'm not like vouching for the dude's character. But I just want to say, I don't like that this whole, I'm not saying you, but just in general, when people are like, oh, well, he was involved in steroids once, so therefore he's a drug chief for life. That, in me, that's almost like cancel culture type shit. Like somebody did something once in their life, so therefore they're just shit for the rest of their life. He wasn't a dealer. What it was Victor Conte, right? Worked with athletes. Victor Conte was brilliant about nutrition and how everything works with the body. And almost all your best guys who are into steroids, right now programs, end up through, just constantly having to combine the two, no nutrition, how it breaks down because they need it to figure out how it works for the steroids. Anyways, my point being, he wasn't like a steroid dealer and pushing the shit. He worked with athletes, wrote out their programs, was paid for that because he understood what it did. If you just take away the steroids, you're really still paying for his expertise on what it is to build up muscle. So my point being, I think, yes, okay, so back in the day, the money was in steroids. All the ball players, everybody was doing it. That's where he made his money. Now he's saying, and I'm going to take this for his word until he gets caught or someone proves otherwise, all he's selling now is using his knowledge he gained then and what he already had on like nutrition and stuff and going that route. That's just my thing. I just hate that all of a sudden now everybody connected with Victor Conte is suspect because the dude 15 years ago was doing programs for juice heads because he knew what he was talking about. Yeah. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's just my spiel on that.
That's a good point, Jimmy. That's a very good point. Can I just ask you, what type of steroids made Sammy Sosa white?
Jimmy, hold on. Mr. BA, go ahead. No, Mr. Jimmy, sorry. Mr. Jimmy, hold that thought. Mr. BA, go ahead, and then Mr. Jimmy.
No, it's too late now. I was making a joke about what type of steroids you have to take like to be white like Sammy Sosa.
Oh, yeah. All right, Mr. Jimmy.
Oh, bleaching your skin. It's called bleaching your skin.
Mr. Jimmy.
Okay, guys. No, thank you. I 100% agree with you guys. I believe in second chances because no one's perfect. But I have a problem with, say if canelo-plant, he's preaching clean sport, this, that, and the other. Well, if you're willing to give Victor Conte, a second chance, then if Canelo signed to the same, drug testing as you, VADA, you both signed up to VADA, and as of yet, there's no smoke right now. So what's the problem? Like, I don't get it.
So what's the deal with Victor Conte? He's like his main trainer or something?
Is his
Victor Conte used to run this
Balco.
It's like performance enhancing drug lab, right? It was pretty. Actually, it wasn't it? Balco. It wasn't secret. It wasn't a secret. He actually ran a lab called Balco, but right, like he was selling performance enhancing drugs, right? Like cocktails and all that stuff. Maybe I'm explaining it wrong, but basically he was involved with PEDs. It wasn't in secret. So what happened was a lot of players who were his clients, he basically provided them with shit, right? And they're his clients. Now, when when steroids became a big deal in baseball, especially, right? It's all bullshit, is what I'm trying to say. His name got involved. So to make an example of like them trying to clean, and I put that in fucking in quotations, right? They want a clean sport. They went after him. He did nothing illegal. They found something. Basically, when the feds come after you, they'll get you. Take my word for it. They'll get you. No matter what, they're gonna get you. Even if you ran everything clean, you're like, wait a second, what the fuck, bro? I'm not in secret. I'm selling products. Like my business is listed, right? But they found something on him. I forget what it was. He was distributing. I think they got him for some type of distribution.
Well, if I may just chime in, I think it was Memo Heredia was one of the guys who gave him up. So in other words,
yeah, that's right. Memo snitched on him because Memo was doing illegal like drug dealing, basically, right? He was doing it on the down low or whatever. So Memo gave him up. I don't remember the exact details, but basically he was a fall guy. So now he's synonymous. He's gonna always be known as the Balco guy, the guy who was selling PEDs, not in secret, not something that's illegal. The only thing illegal about it is the athletes taking it in a sport where they don't allow that, right? That's the only thing illegal about it, and they got him on some other charges. Basically, the government was upset with him that he was making money. That's all.
Well, you know what? The other thing about somebody in the Claudio Monreal says was mostly part of Balco. Yeah, he definitely was. He came out after the Deloya, the Deloya rematch. He was on stuff, and he said, "Well, I didn't know what it was. They were injecting him in the stomach with some bullshit. And he didn't know he was taking steroids. Come on, Shane. I mean, listen, Shane Mosley was the best ever, but that's what I'm saying. Is most of these top guys, they're all on something. Just don't fucking get caught, because then it makes you look like an ass. And
injecting stuff in the stomach,
in the abdomen. Yeah, they were injecting.
Yeah, if it was the abdomen, then that wasn't steroids. That was growth hormone.
Hey
that
guys,
was
even worse, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know it is. It is.
I'm never going to take growth hormone because I'm big enough, if you know what I mean. But I want to say something.
Stop bragging.
Go ahead.
What's that?
I need to read super chats too, and yeah. So I'm gonna read a super chat. Yeah, super chat quickly, because this was a long time ago. TX Bulldog Boxing, thank you for your contribution. He says 4 to 5 fighters piecing hard in the same camp equals a culture. And then again, TX Bulldog Boxing, another super chat. He says nobody's piecing hard under Victor Conte in 2021. 100%. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say something about shout out to Texas Bulldog for his contribution, man. And I just want to say something about that, about Victor Conte. It's very impressive that the guy didn't study in university like Memo. Memo's got degrees up the ass, I think, for sports science and all that. Memo learned it all by himself, which is quite impressive, because when you hear him speak, he really knows his stuff. He's a lot like Jimmy. You know, it's like he'll tell you everything. Then you go like, well, what's your degree? Degree from the streets, baby. That's where he's got that from. Now, the other thing I want to say about Victor Conte is, that is right. I don't. Yeah, if look, I don't know if Victor Conte is still doing illegal stuff, but I would bet that Memo Heredia still is, because like I said, he's the guy that said in an interview that the juice was the fact that they were doing illegal shit and they were getting away with it. And he
Absolutely, that is always the juice of doing something illegal. It's like I'm getting away with it, you know.
And with Victor, right, how it started, how he got basically for money laundering conspiracy. In the beginning, he wasn't selling. What happened, from what I can remember, guys would come to him because he was like considered the guru. Like most gurus, they learn on their own for trial, error, and everything. Anyways, you would come to him with what you got for your gear. Your gear was your steroids. He would probably look 2 seconds, could look at the bottle, labels weren't lined up right, the cap was on it, you could move it with your hand. Okay, it's a knockoff. Probably saw enough of that, said, listen, let me get you at least the right shit. Because I'm sure he wasn't dealing it. It was this certain clientele. He had a small clientele, but they were multi-millionaire clientele who were paying him big money to tell him what to take, when to take it, how to come off, take the Clomid to turn your nuts back on. Like it's very scientific. If you don't know what you're doing, it's just a waste of time. So anyways, but he has but again, the steroids, you got to look at it. It's not, Steve, one thing about steroids, it's not a magic pill. You don't just take it and fucking get muscles, or like you got to do all the work, or you just look like a fucking bloated dummy with a bad temper. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of the other shit, and that's what the knowledge he has now. And I'm just saying, so I could see him. I just don't see the benefit of him risking serious federal time being involved in steroids for what? That's, you know what I mean? Like I would think it'd be silly for him to be doing that now. Anyways, that's my opinion.
Victor Conte, what is his role in Caleb's plant camp now? What does he do?
He gives him supplements.
He's nutritionist.
He's
his nutritionist.
Yep.
And by the way, his nutritionist, you know what? Fucking after reading the all the evidence and reading the hair follicles and the micro levels of blood, actually Vicky Conte's contradicting Caleb Plant, or Caleb Plant's contradicting him, because Victor Conte said, "Listen, I read this, but the degrees of for being tested and what was in his shit was found. There's no way that was taken from taking clenbuterol straight. That was gested like on a side note, like through meat or some other way. He doesn't think he took it. That was what he said, his opinion. So
yeah, Canelo also passed the hair follicle test, which is the most advanced version of drug testing there is. And I think Latin America does have a problem with meat products containing clenbuterol. I think was it the Brazilian football team. They were having issues in the Olympics as well. So
multiple times they've failed, and they've traced it right back and found the drug in the meat. So yes, you're
guys,
right.
we need to go. Guys, we need to go to a phone call. So 419, you're on the air. 419.
Mucho.
Yeah. Oh, T-Tone, what's up, man?
No.
Tony. Hey, again, let's go. Hey, I'm calling in, man, to hopefully save the integrity of BDA, the boxing debate arena.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Save us, brother. Save us.
integrity or end integrity. Either way, go ahead, brother.
Hey, either way you take it. Hey, look, remember, BDA. Remember, when I called out Precise, and you told Bucho that if you say something on the BDA show, you got to back it up. So we were supposed to have a debate, and Bucho was supposed to set it up. And man, Bucho ain't doing it. Bucho's policing the debates. And then if anybody else wants to debate him, like, why isn't that happening? What's going on,
Smoke. Man? Listen.
That's what
He
I
wants to
wanna know.
smoke
Why are you policing the debate?
I can't drag people into a debate,
This
man.
is the
Listen,
debate channel, man. I want to see Jimmy debate Precise. If you won't let me do it.
Okay, can I interject? Can I interject? Listen. The reason why we can't make that is because if somebody wasn't.
Hold on.
If Vince McMahon was running there, he'd tell you you're fired.
T-Tone,
I don't think
hold on.
he
T-Tone,
I don't think he can hear properly. Listen, if Precise doesn't want to debate people, you can't force him to debate people. He's got one foot out the game. Precise, essentially, he's doing Carnival, which is the non-boxing channel. And then he's still doing Fight Film a little bit. So I mean, it's I think he's a little tired of the debating thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, T-Tone, you defending Canelo? Is that your angle here?
I called him out when I called him out.
Canelo's clean.
T-Tone, Kevin's asking you a question. Kevin.
What's your angle regarding Canelo? He's the face of boxing. You can't hate on him. He's the man. Drug test or not, he's gonna beat Caleb.
Yeah, hey Kevin, let me say something to this because maybe you didn't hear it, or maybe you just choose to ignore it. Mexico is a place with no food laws, man. They pollute the people. They do whatever they want and sell it to the people and give it to the people. So everything that's in Canelo is in those innocent people. So you can call Canelo on steroids, but FIFA,
what about Oscar Valdez? What was the reason why he failed it?
They all
out of California.
Can't eat in Mexico and play soccer. You can't eat in Mexico and pass a test. Everybody knows
he lives in California.
So,
doesn't Valdez play out of California?
FIFA backs up what I say. FIFA backs up what I say. They take tests. Everybody knows that. So you can call the people that eat in Mexico cheats. Well, that's you. We're on a ride, man. We're rolling. We're rolling.
What about Valdez?
What's that?
Why did Valdez fail his drug test?
Who did fail the drug test?
Valdez.
Oscar.
Valdez.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, brother. Tito.
If Valdez is dirty, then he's got to go. You know, if
is that a tainted meat? Is that a tainted meat situation, or what's that about?
Very different drug. Canelo. He was fucking pop.
You talking about Canelo?
He wasn't pop.
You don't put another man in and say, "Oh, that's Canelo." Come on, Kevin. Keep
same
it straight.
Coach,
you
same camp.
Canelo? Did Canelo win? Hey, did Canelo flunk his test? Did Canelo flunk his
yes, he did.
Did Canelo flunk the Jacobs?
He failed his drug test, absolutely. Clenbuterol.
You're a liar.
Clenbuterol.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Hey,
right.
and it's millions of people with no food laws. When armies feed the people, you know,
right.
That's an easy cop out. That's a good excuse.
FIFA, the NFL, everybody knows that. Except
I gotta jump in here, Tito. Can you jump into the stream here?
Hey, ignorant.
Yes, I can't hear him at all.
You can't jump.
Again, right?
All right, Tito, we gotta move on. Tito, we gotta move
Tito,
on.
calm down, pal.
This shit. Tito, call back in next time, all right? We get your point.
Yeah, Buto, and quit policing the debates.
Well, all right.
And I'll talk to you later.
I'm on it.
All right, let's get to Victor Conte real quick. I got one more question regarding Victor Conte. Didn't he like turn on people? Like, didn't he confess and change the whole game around? And now he's doing like these supplements, legal supplements things.
Kevin, he gave up his clients. I don't know if that's necessarily snitching. He just
like Lomachenko says, okay, no more prison calls, BDA. I mean, come on. The connection. Listen, the connection between Bucho and Discord, it seems to be fading in and out. So
he sounded like he was calling for San Quentin or something, right?
Yeah, he was calling.
I couldn't. I heard like 3 words from him the whole time. It sucked.
Yeah,
it sounded like he was calling from Lompoc. But yeah, listen, Conte. Listen, when you're in a situation like Conte, you better get yourself somebody like my mentor and attorney, Rafael Shapiro, because he will do everything in his power
to get you out.
Yeah, the benefit of the doubt with the jury. But a guy like Conte, he got sold out by the guy he was close to in the business aspect, which was
so you heard her screaming, but you didn't actually see my client doing it. You saw him walk out.
There you go.
I guess his snack product stuff is pretty good too, from what I hear from everybody.
Well,
That's my question. What does he do now? He sells like protein stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, he owns snack.
Yeah.
So it's all just like basic supplements like protein, creatine, crap like that. Well, and then other things. He formulates other things.
Yeah, Jimmy,
doesn't his page.
Oxygen, doesn't he do the whole oxygen? Doesn't he do the whole oxygen mask thing, where he reduces the oxygen?
I believe I think he has a strong stance on it. I know that either way. I know he's wicked anti elevation training, like I am. He hates that. And I hate it too. And I think he doesn't like the masks because that's just stupid. That just blocks air into your lungs. That's ridiculous.
No, I like to.
But yeah, he's definitely against the elevation training for all the same reasons I am.
I like to go jogging and wear my mask. By the way, we have a phone call, a wildcard call. 11111. Go ahead.
101.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up? Hey guys, so yeah, I agree with L Dog. I believe in the term, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's what, 3 fighters now from the same camp? So why should we get the benefit of doubt?
Good point.
I agree. I agree with this guy.
Something's going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's the third guy? Valdez, Canelo, and who else?
Canelo.
This is my situation. I don't believe he was taking clenbuterol for the effect. I think it's too cheesy and too garbagey. But check me. I believe he was taking shit. But I believe he went to Europe, went to Germany, did GHB. Yeah. He did the real shit. I don't think he was. The clenbuterol's fucking
GHB.
He was doing. That's perfect. That's your shit your girlfriend does right before going to the beach. You know what I mean? Like seriously, it's not. I just can't see him wasting his time with that when there's so much better stuff that he could get his hands on. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what I heard was it's a masking agent, like what Valdez got caught for, what Canelo got caught for.
GH, growth hormone, growth hormone.
All right, guys, too many people here. Let's just get to the phone call. So go ahead.
Sorry, Bucho.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Caller, go ahead.
So yeah, like a guy like Canelo, he's a millionaire. Like I have a hard time believing he's eating tainted meat. That other regular citizens in Mexico will be eating.
No, not necessarily. Because if you want some tacos from the popular food truck or food stands, I seen many rich people. The Arellano Felix brothers used to go to the local street taco shop where my house is, just like regular people, and they would show up in these Jesus Christ sandals.
Yeah, but Gonzalo, if you're a top athlete, a professional athlete like Canelo, and there's a clenbuterol problem in Mexico, you're not gonna eat tacos from the fucking corner street, like.
But Bucho, right? But listen,
some of the taco stands are world famous. People from all over the world come to Tijuana, and they go to the local. Boo-Boy Fernandez was telling me them tacos over there and that street corner.
There's a lot of fat in those, though, dude. I'd be hard pressed to see Canelo eating those. But guys, when you have meat, listen, that cheap meat that goes to the taco stands and gets all diced up, on that same cow, there's stuff called fucking ribeye, tenderloin that goes off to the best restaurants where he would have eaten. You know what I mean? That meat's tainted no matter where it is. So I understand it did. You know, and I can understand the philosophy like, well, he's not eating the same meat. Yeah, of course not. You're buying the fucking chunk loin and crap $3 a pound, you know, steak, and he's eating the top loin, but it's still all the same tainted meat.
My conspiracy theory on that. My conspiracy theory on that is Canelo wasn't okay. Canelo was tested before he's used to, right? So I think they had a feeling that they had a feeling. This is just my conspiracy to it. I think they had a feeling that he might have had that clenbuterol in him. This is against Canelo's will. So Canelo gets fucking called up to get tested. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" He gets tested. He pops 30. That was so he could take the real shit.
What I'm saying is, look,
yeah,
I don't know if Canelo cheated or not. I don't know. He probably did. I don't know. What I'm saying, not all rich people go get special chefs. What I'm saying is, you have like, he lives in a country where there's a lot of in a city where there's a lot of nice restaurants. Not everybody is like Batman in his whatever that guy that attends to him is butler. You know, I'm gonna give you this. No, people go eat at regular restaurants that are really renowned.
Absolutely.
And that's where they're famous, because those restaurants, they might not be $1 million restaurants, but they're really good restaurants that got that special recipe. That's what
Gonzalo,
I'm saying.
here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing, Gonzalo. Ignorance is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse.
No, it's not ignorance. It's just living your life.
Yeah, if you, exactly.
All right, guys.
Well, you got to figure that out. You can't be failing drug tests and blaming it on
like regular people
tainted
too, man.
meat.
I make one last point. They got money, doesn't change anything.
All right, hold on, guys. Caller is gonna make one last point. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, and on the fight itself, I think it's gonna be better than what you guys think, because I think this is the first fighter in a while that Canelo's fought that actually thinks he can win. You know, he's actually. I think canelo-plant, say what you want about him, he is dedicated. He's confident. I mean, Yildirim, you saw he was friendly with Canelo. They're friends. He didn't think he was going to win that fight. Kovalev, washed. Callum Smith, what was it, 4 weeks of training camp? So I think this would be a better fight than you guys think. So I don't know. I give canelo-plant a chance.
All right. Well, thanks for the phone call. Call back.
Good shit.
Good call.
Hope he does. Man.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're still talking about tacos.
We're talking about Victor Conte and people comparing that to Canelo and his whole camp of juice heads. Absolute ridiculous comparison that people are trying to correlate that. Well, Victor Conte did something 15 years ago and just pulling at strings. Ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree, but he still has that on his, you know. If you're gonna do it to Canelo, you got to do it back to him. Now, I do agree that Canelo's on some shit. The problem that I have with Canelo is if he's limiting other guys from doing the same. And I get the feeling, I'm not saying for sure, I get the feeling he dictates that, which then for me makes him suspect, right?
Victor Conte addressed all that, though. He addressed that. He came out. He told this side of the story, and now he's running a legit legal operation with selling regular over-the-counter supplements to that's not PEDs. So I don't think the correlation is there. Just it's apples and oranges.
I agree with you, Kevin, 100%. Yeah, and I think if Canelo, and listen, I still, I think Canelo took shit. I think he took growth hormone, a combination of growth hormone, steroids, and insulin. I think that was what he took. Clenbuterol would have been a waste of his time on so many levels. That's why when Victor Conte, who I respect his knowledge, when he read the reports, read everything that came out, including the hair follicle, he said from the micrograms that were in there, there's no way he took that orally, that he believes it was from the meat, which is rampant in Mexico. But again, just because I'm saying I don't believe he took clenbuterol and I believe he ate tainted meat, I still think he took some shit. So I just want to state that.
Yeah,
me too.
I wanted to ask you fellas something, because who is it in the chat? Somebody said, JumpTube in the chat said, why is he bringing up drugs though? Let the test take care of that. Tell us how you're gonna fuck Canelo up. Don't tell us he's cheating. He's cheating. So if I lose, it's because of that. Now I want to address that because Canelo did counter that. He said, "Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses." But do you guys think Plant should have saved that card for later on before the fight, or do you guys think it was good?
No,
for him
he's laying groundwork. Like I said when he first brought that up, he's laying groundwork, bro. He's basically setting out the excuse now, so when he gets fucking starched, you know what I mean? It'll be after the fight, he'll start on social media a few days later. Well, we all know what he was taking. Like, so, yeah, of course, he's laying the groundwork to fucking, end game.
Remember, also, you got to remember this. He's being, somebody's not telling him not to say that, right? Somebody is not telling him not to say that, right? Somebody's saying, yo, don't bring that up. So what I'm bringing up is like, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if they're trying to sell this ain't going to be a fixed fight. Come watch. Because, for conspiracy people like myself that believe conspiracy is a real thing, right? I mean, it just takes more than one person to be in a conspiracy. So it's a real thing. So somebody like who might be skeptic like myself will be like, oh shit, canelo-plant has a shot because maybe if he does give a good fight, he could get the outcome that is well deserved if he actually pulls it off. I don't think he will, but if he did. But remember that somebody is not telling him to bring that up. So, maybe it's a little battle of forces, guy like Al Heyman. He's got a little clout in the game.
Yeah.
You can't tell him to be quiet about certain things. You could tell somebody else to, but not him,
Recognize who's he been hanging with lately?
Who are Caleb?
Yep.
I mean,
who offered out of nowhere? Who called him up out of nowhere? He actually reached
Andre
out
Ward.
and said, "Do you want me to train you?" Thank you.
Andre Ward.
Wait a
Andre
minute.
Ward. Yep.
So what?
So basically, these are people that got a little bit of pull. They got some pull too, and maybe that's why they I think somebody's telling him, yo, keep bringing that up.
Oh, shit.
Of course, they're telling him because they think. I bet you they think that it's going to get Canelo pissed. Obviously, they think they saw his reaction the first time. Because again, I believe he took shit, but I believe he was angry because he really did take tainted meat, and I think that pissed him off that he got caught that way or whatever. Right. So, but either way, he hates it. So I think the people around him, including SOG, is telling him, get under his skin. You want to get under his skin? What set him off more than anything is that. So he calls him a bitch and brings up steroids.
It's called paying attention to details, right? So they watch his performances, they watch the pressers, they watch all that stuff, and they say, look, there is a slither of, like, take the second fight. The second fight was a good fight, but Canelo wasn't totally in control. He was trying to fucking hit Golovkin with big shots, was getting countered a lot. He landed his shots, but he was getting countered a lot. So Canelo was able to frustrate him. You get what I'm saying? What did Golovkin? What made Canelo get triggered by Golovkin? The very fact that he brought up that this guy's on drugs, right? Because he had failed the PD test.
Yeah.
So you see the little pattern, but we're not gonna do it like Triple G. We're gonna do it nasty, dirty.
Yeah, but the difference
that fight made me think he was dirty.
Yeah.
The difference here that this press conference probably changed how the others are gonna happen. Everybody gonna be walking on eggshells. They're not gonna let them get close together again, and they're probably gonna do less press conferences because Canelo likes to dictate whatever's happening, the negotiations. He's not gonna allow for the same shit to get his name put out there like that. He doesn't like that.
Yeah,
so what is he gonna do? He's gonna control it where they change things.
Well, he also knows. But Gonzalo, he also wants to make money. He knows that this shit's selling now because everybody's talking about this, what happened. So Canelo, if he's smart, he's like,
if he really wants to piss him off, Bucho, tell him he's having a roid rage. You should tweet that out.
Hey, but
I was looking at the video and I was watching a lot of the comments. Nobody talks about how Canelo is like a drug cheater. I know we are here, but in the comments of the videos, like when he got pushed, they're talking about how Canelo's gonna whoop his ass. I don't think a lot of people care about that shit.
No,
I know. I already talked about that earlier. I called in. I said that the boxing fans, they're the lowest of the low. They don't care about drug cheats. They encourage it. They like it. They like see. Oh yeah, he's juiced up. He's gonna even hurt him even more. That's boxing for you. So I don't know what that's.
Well, boxing fans.
What's that saying?
What it is, Kevin? Boxing or just fans. These fanatics. They don't care if their guy's taking it. They only care if their guy's rival is taking it. That's all that's about. That started with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. You know, this internet shit, right? When it comes to talking about PEDs. That's the only time they cared. Everybody knew that if anybody had all the signs of a steroid head was Floyd back in 2007, even further than that. But if you want the biggest evidence, go watch him at a telecast interview with Oscar De La Hoya. He's fucking roided up. He could barely talk, bro.
Jeez.
He even looks like a different man. He doesn't even look the same.
Yep, that's why I always bring up Fury and his boar meat crap. I call it out on both sides. Tyson Fury's a drug cheat. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah, like, all these guys, listen, I don't call them drug cheats. They just take drugs. When you stop other guys from doing it while you're doing it, I have a problem with that. That's called cheating.
Guys,
actually cheating. When you're breaking the rules in the ring, you're cheating. You know what I'm saying? You're actually cheating. You know?
I need to read this super chat. Get these hands. Thank you for your contribution. He sent it a while ago. Sorry about that. He says, here's my thing. You know what it is when dealing with Canelo. You took the fight anyway. Stop bitching. All right.
Yeah, that's right. But also that does not make somebody not a criminal. Saying
it is what it is.
That's a look. I get it. But at the same time, you still point out that person is doing wrong. You don't just say, well, when you're dealing with the devil, that's on you, bro. The devil's still the devil.
Guys.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
But it is funny, though, that when he was begging for that $10 million fucking payday, he never once tweeted out, I just hope you don't take steroids if you do give me that fight. That was never said.
Right.
Guys, I don't know if you can look at the screen. In the screen, you can see canelo-plant just tweeted, missed my ass. Fuck you, bitch. And the picture is him slapping Canelo. So he's saying that he didn't miss. So, yeah.
Oh, he landed.
Are you serious? That's what his... Dude, that kid is so insecure. Seriously. The way he talks on Twitter, just the shit he says...
Oh, come on, man. He bitch slapped him pretty good. That was probably the highlight of the whole...
But dude, But man, he's always arguing with people and telling people that they're fucking nobodies, and he doesn't have to listen to anybody on Twitter because you're all fucking, you never achieved any of your goals and dreams. Like, dude, calm the fuck down.
I don't follow him on Twitter, so I don't feel whatever you guys feel about the guy. I just want to see a good fight, and for the first time in a long time, since Triple G, in fact, we actually have a guy. Now it could be all fake, but we actually have a guy who's looks like he's gonna come to win the fight, and I think that makes the Canelitas insecure. I think it scares them. I think there's a very good chance that canelo-plant exposes Canelo. Now I'm not saying he beats him. No. But the way people are talking about Plant, like he ain't shit. He's just a 3-round knockout, all this and that. I mean, if the guy just goes the distance, that's a fucking victory for him, man.
All right. We have somebody else here. Boxing debate, King TV. Go ahead.
What's going on? Bro? What's going on, King Bucho? Bro, canelo-plant should have thrown hands with him, bro. He should have thrown hands with him, bro. Like, who does that when somebody punches you, bro? Right? You don't just let nobody punch you after that. You just start brawling, bro. Like,
they're both slaps, man. They're all open hand, every single one.
Let me ask you, Bucho, if somebody hit you, would you just do nothing, or would you punch them back?
I turn my back.
Come on, bro. Stop lying, bro.
I know what you mean, but
Stop
like
lying.
Kevin said, Haitian, these were all slaps, man. They slapped each
Yeah,
other.
bro.
It was a cat fight.
Yeah, bro. But let me say this, bro. You know, canelo-plant. How is he going to defend himself in the ring if he can't even do it on the street, bro. But anyway, but I liked his his speech or whatever you call it, bro. He was going in on Canelo. You could see Canelo's ego was literally, bro. His ego was getting inflated, bro. He was getting angry. I never saw Canelo that angry, bro. Never in my life, bro. So you could tell Canelo was angry, bro. A guy just called him out like repeatedly, bro. You're a cheater. You're this. You're that,
Haitian,
bro.
what are you expecting?
Bro. So listen, bro. It's going to be a great fight. I got Caleb Plant, 10th round stoppage, bro. Caleb Plant is going to destroy Canelo, bro. It's easy.
Wait.
What? I'm confused now.
Did you say Caleb?
Why'd you say he punched him? There was no punches thrown. It was all open hand
He
slap.
confused the two white guys, man.
Yeah.
Let me say this. The reason I'm picking.
Back MMA champs prediction. Go ahead. What was your prediction? Go ahead.
Okay.
Butcher,
I said
get your pen and
10th
paper,
round
Butcher.
KO.
Yeah, I got
First of all, let me say this, bro. Like Precise said, bro, Caleb Plant is not no pushover, bro. He's not. If you think that, you're gonna be surprised, bro. And like the way he said his voice with conviction, bro. You know that guy is really coming to win. The way that he said,
What do you mean he's no
working here
pushover?
from
He
scratch,
just
bro.
pushed him. He just pushed him 10 feet across the ring.
No, I'm talking about when Caleb Plant was talking. He said, I came here to win. Why would you think I come here to, like he said, you guys' life are believable. I want my life to be unbelievable. I want people to see my life and say, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable what I accomplished.
But brother, what is he supposed to say? I hope I do good. You know what I mean? Of course he's gonna say all that shit.
Yeah, but Jimmy, we've had Billy Joe Saunders say, "I'm just gonna show up, collect the paycheck, and quit," and then he does it, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool, no problem." No, man, I like the energy. I respect. Look, I don't follow Caleb Plant. I don't know what he's like. I don't give a shit about any of that. But what he did in the press conference, I don't condone that necessarily. But just the type of energy he's showing, there's actually hope that we're gonna get a real fight. That doesn't mean that he beats Canelo, but I mean he's got all the attributes to school the boy. He does. I don't know like what you guys are.
What did your character?
If people think it's gonna be like Callum Smith.
Hello.
Yeah,
what did you characterize that? Jesus Christ, man.
Breaking up real bad.
Okay, sorry. Wouldn't you characterize that as passive aggressiveness though on Caleb Plant's behalf?
No, he was all aggressive. There was no passivity there, man. He was all aggressive. I thought so anyway. Look, I don't necessarily condone the type of shit, but let's be honest. It was a big linguistic misunderstanding. He called him a motherfucker, right? And Canelo took that literally, like he bangs his own mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious, man. That was the funniest thing.
He does. He knows.
Like
Canelo knows.
This is just how people talk, right? They don't literally mean. It's not to be taken literally, but he did take it literally. I was fucking rolling on the floor laughing.
I think he was bullshitting. He was just trying to get on his high horse about something. No, don't talk about my mom like that. He knows that was just a swear word. I don't believe it.
Look, I don't know because they are Spanish speakers, but you would think that a guy that's been in America, so like he's interacted with Americans for a long time, would know what motherfucker means.
I always throw people off for a loop and call them fatherfuckers. That really, you should see the faces people make. It takes away their aggressiveness. They go, wait, what? They're trying to figure it out. And that gives you a chance to run or kick in the balls.
Look, man, I make no mistake about it, man. I'm rooting for Plant. I'm rooting for him. I want him to win. Hold on, let me finish, man. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's gonna win.
But it's easy for you to root for him.
It's easy is it easy? Would I behave like him? Would I want my son to behave like him? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want my boys acting like him. I would prefer them to be proud of who they are.
Recognize.
Maybe he is.
Recognize. You got to give us one. You're my boy, Plant.
What?
you gotta give us one of those though for the fun. You gotta yell that out like you did. I don't know. It was funny as fuck. You're my boy, Plant.
My
He
son.
just
Right?
shoved him. He just shoved him like 10 feet, 10, 15 feet.
Yeah. Look, he's gonna probably.
Hold on. Let me
Hold on,
just
no,
say
I didn't get to finish,
Go
Gonzalo.
ahead.
But I do respect the energy. I think Precise was talking about that. Or Kevin, whatever. The energy he's bringing, it's something interesting. Now, what happens in the fight could be totally different. I hope he comes there to fight, even if he loses. I hope that he goes in there and gives a good account of him. I'll be pulling him for him to win because when it comes to the two guys, like I like one guy. There's one guy I don't like a little bit more than the other, and that's Canelo. But
yeah, I was gonna say something. I don't think.
But I'm realistic. I don't think he's gonna win though. So it might be in for a pleasant surprise. That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead, Gonzalo.
Yeah, can I go?
Yes.
No, because I don't think he could lose.
Hold on.
Because I don't think he can win.
Let Gonzalo talk because he's a fucking delay, man. So let Gonzalo speak.
Fucking delay, man.
Yeah, Gonzalo.
Yeah.
Gonzalo, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't think that Caleb Plant is going to be able to push Canelo back, and I think everybody realizes that. As boxing fans, we know that. Can he control the center of the ring and maybe turn Canelo? He's got good legs. He's naturally more of a 68-pounder because he doesn't look as chunky as Billy Joe Saunders did. That guy was more like a 60-pounder. So he's probably still light on his feet, dexteric. Can he beat Canelo controlling the center of the ring? Now, if he's gonna run backwards and get on the back foot, he's not gonna be given the fight. He's not gonna bank any rounds like that. So that's the dynamic that I see right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what right now. This is not going to be another Callum Smith, Sergey Kovalev, or Billy Joe Saunders fight. Those dudes.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Caleb Plant's in his prime. Caleb Plant is in his prime. Kovalev was washed. Callum Smith sucks. Big gangly goofy dude. Billy Joe Saunders fat. Just completely different fighters. Caleb Plant is going to put up a way better fight, and I guarantee it.
See,
how do you guarantee it?
People always want to put usually a very high percentage on boxing being mental, right? It's always 80, 50, whatever. And then we get all these guys for whatever reason. Let's not get into that whole thing. That mentally they're just not there. They're smiling. They're slapping Canelo's ass. They're kissing him. You know what I mean? They're thanking him for the fight, saying it's an honor to fight him. Oh my God, he's so amazing. I'm just gonna quit. And everyone's just like, yeah, okay, it's a good fight, I guess. And it turns out that they're shit fights. For the first time in a long time, we got a guy who, at the very least, appears that he wants to come and fight. And I think, for me anyway, someone who's been disappointed with the level of excitement of Canelo's fights being fucking 2 out of 10, basically, I'm actually looking forward to this one. Even though I don't think he wins, I do think Canelo has the style to beat him, being the counterpuncher. But I think Caleb Plant's quick feet and obviously the sweet hands can nullify his physical attributes. Basically, can nullify a lot of what Canelo is doing in there. And I think you guys are going to be surprised if it is a real fight. You're going to be surprised how well he does.
Well, can I say something? First of all, King Butcher, please end the screen sharing here on Discord because I think it's affecting how we hear the people on StreamYard. Number 2.
Oh wow, much better, brother.
Oh wow.
Are you fucking making fun of me?
No, PDA, swear to God, much better, like instantly clearer and louder.
Right, we'll see.
Not even a joke.
What I was saying is, I think we're making too much of the fact that Plant got pushed back all so much because first of all, when you have your feet parallel, he wasn't in a boxing stance. He didn't have his feet planted, no pun intended. So of course he's gonna fly all over the place. But in regards to him doing better than Billy Joe Saunders, I think Gonzalo also hit it on the nail on the head with that fact that he's fresher a little bit. I think he can counteract some of the things Canelo does, especially if Canelo doesn't show up at 100%. Because let's face the fact, sometimes Canelo makes it look easy, but he's actually grinding in there. He's giving it his all. He's not just going all in 50% in there. These guys at the top of the boxes in the world, they have to be rolling at 100% to make it look easy. It's not like they're making it easy because they're taking it easy. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. So if he shows up there with a bum knee, maybe bad timing and he peaked too early or too late, whatever. Caleb Plant definitely is the worst fighter you want to be in there against when you're having a bad night is a guy like Caleb Plant, taller, rangier,
Sometimes
fast.
you could look at a guy. Sometimes you could look at a guy like Caleb Plant and automatically underestimate him, especially after one encounter, just one encounter, right? You guys are face to face. You push each other. You slap them, right? But you're not in a full fight, and that sometimes could work against you because remember, he has a chip on his shoulder. I don't know what happened in his life, but I guarantee you something gave him a chip on his shoulder, and it's what has gotten him to this point. Is what's gotten him here. So you got to be you got. I believe Canelo's going to take him serious once they get in the ring. If Canelo, if I'm Caleb Plant, I continue this so he can try to embarrass me and get out of his game plan. And if like people are saying, if he comes there to win with a game plan, maybe he could expose something from Canelo, who, let's face it, has been facing very little resistance in his after
Billy Joe Saunders.
Yep.
Sorry, man. Look at Billy Joe Saunders. Got his shit pushed in by some Russian bum, right? Got beat up. Got beat up by some guy named Coseres, I think. Probably lost that fight, too. Got battered. The guy can't fucking crack. He can't put anybody down. All these things we're saying about Plant. Fair enough. I personally think that Plant, maybe he's not necessarily better skill-wise, but he's no worse, and he's bigger, and he punches harder than Saunders. And that version of Saunders that got a black eye and quit because of a black eye took rounds of Canelo. So what if Plant is in that same situation? It's a tight fight and he gets a black eye. I will be shocked if he quits. And if he could get this shit to the cards, and you know how America loves the fancy Dan that moves around and throws his hands up in the air, shakes his head no, and does all that stupid shit. I mean, don't be surprised if we get away with the draw in a rematch or some shit like that. I would not be shocked at all.
Would you place a
I
bet?
agree with you. Also, remember. I'm sorry, Butcher. Let me just say this real quick. You got to throw into consideration who Caleb Plant is backed by, where this fight is happening on. It's happening on Showtime. So there's a very good chance he gets a fair shake. If you get what I'm saying, like if it's close and it's actually a close fight, maybe he gets the benefit of the doubt.
Did they announce the referees yet? I don't know if they've done that.
I doubt it.
But and well, to BDA's point too, yes, when your feet are together, right? It's obviously, and if you're knee locked, especially, it's a lot easier to go flying backwards when you're pushed. But usually, when you're in somebody's face, you're kind of up on your balls a little bit. What I found shocking wasn't that he went flying back; it was the speed he went flying back. I was like, wow! Like he put a lot into that shove, and he flew him right off my widescreen. But I mean, I'll just tell you. Again, this is my opinion. I don't care who agrees with it. I mean, this is how I think. I think in the beginning, first few rounds, I think Plant's going to look real good. I think the nervous energy combined with his length, I think he's going to circle off the jab, and he's just going to, try to control the center of the ring, circling with the jab. And I think around halfway through the fight, when Canelo gets his timing down and he figures out his rhythm, he's going to work him into a trap and go once he's probably to the body, what will start the fucking onslaught, and then most likely a towel will get tossed in. But that's
then the EPO will kick in, and that will finish Canelo towards the end.
He's got to be dexteric. What I mean by that, the way that Cotto fought him, where you can actually move laterally, then pivot off of that and go in a circle, whether it's left or right.
Exactly.
And you can move back as well on the back foot, where you can incorporate all these different movements with your leg. You can fight them. But if you're just going to dedicate yourself to get on the back foot and go backwards, no, you're not going to get the fight like that. Like Cotto implemented good footwork. He was able to transition positions with
he's going to circle, dude. You're right. He's going to circle.
Certain people like Thurman can only move laterally, but they can't move backwards. There's other fighters that can mix those things up with the legs. And I do believe that Caleb Plant's got good legs.
All right, guys, let's go to a phone call, all right? 337, you're on the air, 337.
What up, guys? What up?
What's up, man? What's
going on? Man, this is Dead Game.
Oh, Dead Game. What's up, man?
Bro.
What's up, Big Game?
Man, this fight is over with, cuz. It's done. It's done. If Caleb Plant was going to have any chance, he had to go in his training camp. Everything had to be perfect. And with that little cut over the eye, how he going to spar? How you going to spar without having to worry about that eye getting more damage to that little cut and opening it up? I mean, I don't know who was the boxing here, but if you got a little cut like that and you
They could put
sparring,
new
that shit
skin
can
on it,
open up.
dude. While he spars, if they put new skin on it, I just wanted to say he could get away with it.
He'll be fine. He'll be all right.
Well, they can do what they want. He's still worrying about it while he's sparring. They still got to take some careful attention to something.
Agreed.
They have to worry about something extra. You know what I'm saying? It's something extra that he have to worry about now.
Well, I mean, if that little cut is gonna deteriorate the fucking fight, then Plant shouldn't even be fighting him in the first place. Then,
so then Canelo's gonna fight a bum in Mexico for $40 million.
Think about it, recognize.
When's the
think
fight?
about
Is
it.
it 2 weeks?
That was a little cut, right? It was a little cut, but now you gotta pay attention to that little cut in training. You can't. I mean, you still gotta pay attention to it. So that's distraction. That's more distractions in the camp, worrying about that little cut. Because what if in sparring that little cut open up? That little cut could open up.
Then it
was a little cut, I understand, but now you're worrying about something. Now you're not 100% focused. Now you're worrying about something else. Right. You know? And
well, that's what I mean, though, Dead Game. If they put dead skin, a new skin on it, it's a patch. You just put it over it, dude. It's not going to open up. And nobody should be hitting him that hard. Anybody this close to the fight in camp shouldn't be throwing punches that hard. They have to worry about it this close to the fight anyways. I'd be shocked. They'd be fired if I was running it.
There's still
Go ahead, BDA.
I was just going to say there's still a long way to go before the fight, November the 6th.
All right.
Personally,
okay.
No, that's
I
a
don't
long
think
way
it's
to
going to
go.
be an issue
Right now,
personally,
right
but
now
I do
you in
think
the right now you in the hardest sparring.
$4 million probably. I would say that's fair.
All right, Deadkin, one last comment. Go ahead.
Nah, that's it, man. I just wanted to say that, bro. I mean, he's just something extra to worry about. And, you know, you fighting the biggest fight of your life. And now you trainers, everybody's looking at him. Let's be sensitive now. Right now is your hardest sparring right now. Now you really getting it in right now. So now they're going to have to pity pat and not even go hard. The sparring partners, they're going to have to tell him, look, don't hit him in the eye. Watch the eye. You got to make sure it heal up right. So it's just a little something that's a little distraction that can make a big difference when you're fighting Canelo.
All right. Well,
I mean, that's my call. I just wanted to say that.
Good point, man. Thanks for the phone call. Call back.
Good point.
Take care, man.
Maybe they should cut Canelo and we call it even. How about it?
Cut me, Nick.
Hey, speaking of cuts, man, the one thing that that would worry me if I were rooting for Caleb Plant is the fact that, like I said before, his skin, he just doesn't have that type of face that seems to hold up to punches or even light punches. I'm looking at the Caleb Truax fight right now, and he got hit. He barely hit me with a right hand, and his left cheek is
BDA. By the way, I got a message from 100% X. He said he's going with the brother. He said that white devil should be in jail for assault.
Which snow demon is he talking about? He's talking about Canelo or?
Well, he didn't say exactly. He said he's going. This is what he said. He's going with the brother, and that white devil who's on polonium should be in prison right now.
Fucking superhero.
Yo, I don't understand why nobody is talking about this. Like, this is a historic fight. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I personally can't recall a time where we had a unification in the four belt era for undisputed between two white fighters. I don't believe that's ever happened, and I think it should be front page news, man.
They are technically white guys.
Yo, you're right.
Which one's the Great White Hope?
The American guy, I guess.
Right.
The American white guy.
Wait,
yeah, but the Spaniard, Canelo, is the beast, right? He's the mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't kidding, guys. Like, where's the pride? That's what I'm saying. Like, Can you imagine? Like anytime two lesbians do something, or there's a first woman this, or first woman that, or first black guy to blah blah blah. Like this is historic. Like let's keep it real. This is absolutely amazing.
You know what's interesting now that you mentioned that the whole mentality thing?
Two white guys on top.
But I can't help but wonder. Like you take a look at Canelo, you take a look at canelo-plant. Are they both a little cocky and arrogant? Yeah, sure. But like I was saying earlier in the beginning of the show, I'd much rather see that than a guy like Ryan Garcia, who talks a big game and then drops out of fights because he wants a guarantee to get money. Even if he drops out of the fight, then he'll actually drop out of fights because he's got anxiety issues, or he got a little colic or something. I don't know. It just goes to show you the different mentalities that you have with the guy.
Also,
Haney issues.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. He got Haney issues. That's where the anxieties come from. But go ahead.
What do you think? Is Caleb-Plant taking the whole Oscar Valdez things too seriously by mentioning that? Why does that bother him so much?
But I don't blame him for doing it. First of all, it's true, right? So he's getting $10 million, so he's cool with it. But like Precise and Kevin from Chicago was saying, like this guy actually, let's like, at least for me, let's applaud him. Like he's trying. He may ultimately fail, but he's trying to like fuck with this guy. And he's like, and I want you to pay attention to something too. He wanted to go at Canelo again. He wanted to. He was like, "Fuck you, motherfucker." You could tell by the way he was cursing at him. If that crowd is not there, he would have fought him. So you finally got a guy who's not going into the ring afraid of him. I would continue if that was me, even if I was on Canelo's level, a little bit below it, or way below it, whatever the fuck, I would try everything to fuck with him. I'm like, you're a fucking drug cheat. You know it. Your camp is a drug cheat. You lost it. You lost to Triple G. I would say whatever the fuck I have to say to get that man really upset.
Sometimes it goes against you though too, right? Sorry,
I was gonna say that.
It could go against me. I don't care. I mean, the system's against me. That's fine.
Remember, no,
I'm trying to get in his head.
MIL Griffith.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Emil Griffith got killed because he called somebody a faggot, right? Or he killed whichever way.
He killed somebody because he was a gay guy. Yeah.
Kill that guy.
I recognize. I think Plant actually said Triple G lost the first fight, if I remember correctly. I think Plant was one of the only people. That's right. He did say he won the first fight. That's right.
Yeah.
Never
he
mind.
said he won the first fight. Whatever. But what I would be doing.
No, you're right. No, he did say G
I'm
won.
trying to echo his energy. Right? If I'm actually, here's the point. If I'm actually coming there to win the fight, what would I say? This dude. This is nothing new in the streets. It's like calling a guy. There's a bunch of guys around you trying to stop you. Come on, faggot. Let's go to the park, faggot. Let's go to the park. Let's go to the park where hold on. Let's go to the park where I fuck your girl. Come on.
Oh, wait
I'll say whatever I have to say. If I really want to fight you, is what I'm trying to say. And that's what it's showing.
Okay, but what happens if the fight's already established? Like you're saying it like if you're trying to get somebody to throw hands. Now, if you know you're going to square up, how do you act then? Are you one of those dudes you just don't got nothing to say, just stare the dude in the face, or do you run your mouth?
Well, you come when it's time to fight the dude.
When you're like in a situation like that, like you know you're gonna fight the dude. Say you know you're fighting, right? But you're in a nightclub where you know you can't fight because the bouncer's gonna jump in.
Yeah,
so people are there.
Outside.
So you got to get them outside. So you know you guys are going somewhere to fight. But in the meantime, right now you're staring at each other face to face. You're the type of dude who runs his mouth, keeps talking, or you the dude? I'm just asking. Or you're the dude who just stares the motherfucker in the eyes.
The name of the game is to get. You're trying to get to the person you're going to fight, right? So this is different. This is a boxing fight where these guys had a little bit of an encounter, and and you got one guy in Caleb-Plant who's trying to stand his ground. He's trying to establish, motherfucker, you're gonna pay for that. And if these people weren't around, we'd be fighting right now. He's showing energy of a guy, whether it's false energy. I don't believe it's false. Whether it's an energy that's going to get him his ass whipped, he's coming with a plan to fight this dude.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the stuff he was saying before the push.
Yeah,
he was running his mouth before the push. That's all I'm saying. It comes down to personality, right?
Yeah.
Some people will talk, and some people just just stare the dude in the eyes.
And you know what? I think that Plant is doing.
You know how sometimes a confrontation outside the ring does speak volumes about what happens in the ring. Case in point, when Zab Judah fought Chop Corley, that was actually a 50-50 fight going in. Chop was on a good winning streak, and a couple of weeks before the fight, or months before the fight, they got into an altercation at a nightclub, and Zab Judah clocked Chop, and Chop didn't even react, according to the witnesses. Now, that could have been maybe because he was alone, and Zab Judah was with his brothers, and they would have jumped him. I don't know, but the fact that he didn't hit back, and then you saw the fight, and he fought very passively, and he essentially let Zab Judah do whatever he wanted in there. So that's one example of sometimes
they bullied him.
Yeah, and that's coming from a guy that usually crumbles with pressure. Zab Judah.
Exactly.
Look, the Judah family are pretty nice people, like in person. I've met them, cool people, but they're bullies. They'll attack you. They'll attack you. They'll fucking make you feel like if you're winning the fight, you're gonna lose. You know, you're gonna get jumped or whatever. You know, so like that's just.
Will they tell on you?
Huh?
Will they tell on you too?
No. They're street dudes.
Okay.
They're just street dudes.
From what I saw, because Canelo, like, he squared up.
Well, they might snitch. I don't know.
He squared up. When on the face-off, he didn't even flinch. He's got a lot of experience. I don't think that tactic will necessarily work against Canelo because he's a fighter.
Maybe doesn't. The
He's
point
got
is
more
to
experience
frustrate him.
That's undeniable. You cannot
the
deny
point is
that.
to frustrate him, man. You got to frustrate the guy. Frustrate him.
Are you gonna frustrate him? Are you gonna be able to do that?
I've seen him frustrated. I've seen him frustrated.
What's up, guys? He's trying to get under.
Definitely got him angry. Put it that way. He definitely got him angry.
This isn't
when you get somebody angry, that might go against you.
Gonzalo, this isn't. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
All right. Yes. Do I need to yell or something? Look, this has nothing to do with like how anybody feels. It's a known medical fact that when you get into your fucking feelings, which Canelo clearly did, I forget what it is, but certain chemicals get released in your brain, and it fucks you up. There's no doubt about it. So it can't hurt Plant. Like Canelo's not gonna, whatever Plant does or doesn't do, it's not like Canelo's gonna be in there, playing patty cake with him. He's gonna go in there to take his fucking head off. So he might as well be in his fucking feelings trying to do that, and it's good for Plant. That doesn't mean he wins. It doesn't mean that but it can't be bad. It can't be bad for Plant to get him in his fucking feelings.
I see what you're saying.
Chemicals in the brain.
So it's like
I believe, it's cortisol. I believe it's Look it up,
bro. Every emotion releases chemicals, dopamine.
That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit.
It's like a little mist on your face.
No, but it's
Scientology.
It's actually so true, man. It's so true. You'd be surprised what a smile and talking shit to a guy might do to another man. You got to try it.
You know what?
Assuming you know how to fight, you know how to throw hands. Just do it.
Some people are addicted to that feeling of getting that little mist of cortisol, because sometimes we as people, we get mad on purpose just to get that little mist, and get pumped up about something. I do it all the time. I think I'm addicted to that. Sometimes you argue with your wife or with somebody. It's like, yeah, man, it's got to happen. Some people are addicted to it. Whether it'll deplete you, it's a lot, maybe.
The rage hormone releases the same as in the same hormone as sex, anyways. But I just wanted to say.
All right, guys. Jackson wants to say something. Jackson, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that punch Plant landed on Canelo is probably the hardest Canelo's been hit since Triple G. That little smack.
Well, first of all, it was a smack. It wasn't really. It wasn't really.
I know. I'm kidding, but you know what I'm saying.
It was nice though.
If Triple G would have spoken English, he probably would have got to Canelo more like canelo-plant. But since there was a language barrier, Abel was doing a lot of this shit talking. Now canelo-plant.
You see when Canelo pushed Triple G didn't react because he understands, right? Yeah. He understands what's going on there. He's like, all right, I'm a little under his skin. That's why he started fighting off the back foot.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. People don't even realize the setup was set. Hold on, man. People don't realize the setup was set before the fight. Got to get in your man's head, man. It's called warfare.
But he didn't even try to push him that hard, Canelo, because he knew that Triple G's like a wall, man.
Triple G is a big man, and you do that, there's consequences. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, first of all, can I say I was kidding around about disbelieving chemicals in the brain? It's just I'm such a great actor. I think you guys, all of you, bought it. I wanted to say something in regards to getting under the skin. I wanted to say something about getting under the skin of fighters. I remember when Cody. Can you hear me?
I got under your skin. You see? I got under your skin.
No, motherfucker. Anyway, listen, motherfucker. No, but I want to say something real quick. I wanted to say, when it comes to getting under the skin, I remember Cody Garbrandt over at the UFC when he was fighting Dominic Cruz. Cruz was getting under his skin. I remember thinking, oh boy, this meathead's going to lose his cool in the fight. And he didn't. Now, with Canelo, I remember when Alfonso Gomez, he got under his skin a little bit. You could tell he was rapping about how Canelo's got those whatchamacallit on the face, the redheads get those shit, freckles, the pockmarks or whatever. Freckles, yeah. He was doing a rap song about it. You could see Canelo was seething. Now that was 10 years ago, but Canelo did look off in that fight. You know, he was having trouble in there with Gomez, timing him and all that, but then he ended up staggering and took him out. Billy Joe Saunders tried to get under his skin, didn't really work out. But this time, though, the fact that he actually put his hands on Plant, and every time Plant would say something to him during press conference, Canelo would bark back. I do think you can't deny he got under that skin a little bit. Now, whether that's going to be a factor in the actual fight remains to be seen. But for now, I think
without BD, I want to say 100% agreed. Listen, he called him a bitch. You know, he called him a bitch on Twitter too. You know what I mean? Like he said things about him. No, I look back. I try to remember. No other fighter said. I remember. Well, right after it happened, I even called in with the next show and I said, "That's gonna." I mean, I don't know if it's a good tactic because yes, listen to what Gonzalez is trying to say is because Canelo's been at this so long. One of the last guys going to have close to 60 fights or whatever. Like if he gets him hurt, say he's one of those situations where he's got him hurt, where it's like Caleb's kind of covering up or whatnot, shelling up. Like he could prolong the beating, go more to the body, like not try to take him out, but try to hurt him, like try to put a beating. And that's when you got somebody hurt at that level, you have the skills to either try to just end it quick, pop, take him out, or fucking beat him up. You know what I'm saying? And that shit happens in the pros. And I think that's what Gonzalo is trying to get at.
Yeah, let's just say that he understands that he's at another level than Caleb Plant, but then he allows him to get a little comfortable, where they're gonna exchange, but really Canelo is just better, to where he gets some good with some body shots and is able to put some damage, but then he pulls back. He pulls back on the. He allows him just to continue to survive, and then like right around the 8th round, he really goes in harder on Caleb Plant just to really like fucking put the nail in the coffin. That could happen. I'm not saying that it will,
but he's gonna have to put him on the ropes, and that's gonna be very difficult if Plant doesn't want to get put on the ropes. But like going back to what Canelo did in the press conference, look. Plant just said a couple of words, and what did Canelo do? He potentially jeopardized the whole fucking fight. Did him calling him a motherfucker warrant all of that? No. But Canelo, who we think is a rational person, right? He's a thinking fighter, blah, blah, blah. He made an awful, terrible decision that could have jeopardized the fight, just in a split second. So right there you have proof of a guy getting into his feelings and making mistakes. Now, if I'm Plant... I'm in the ring and I'm talking shit to him constantly, running around bullshitting. Yeah, I'm just fucking with him because then he's gonna make mistakes just as he did tonight.
Listen, there's a lot to fighting besides skills. There's the mental aspect. How about? I mean, maybe you guys never been through it. And props to you. Have you ever started getting frustrated by a guy you hate? You just dislike him, and he's starting to frustrate you. The next thing you know, he's hitting you with a punch that hurts. Like, my man, you'll shit your pants if you let your anxieties get to, because your worst nightmare is about to happen to you, and all you have to do is make that happen. Keep frustrating him. Keep talking shit. I don't care what Gonzalo says. I don't care about what Mexico says. I don't care about what the whole media says, that this guy's above me. He's still a human being. I'm gonna fuck
you out right now. But not by a guy that Lloyd Christmas with the beard, man. I've never been intimidated by that type of guy.
Okay. You maybe not like the beard. I get it. But what I'm trying to say is that when you are submissive, you get treated that way. When you are aggressive, the man has to respect you. Then you start from there. Once he starts respecting you, then you might be able to beat him.
Wait.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
It makes sense, and I would think even more in the streets because you don't know. But where Canelo, like, he's gonna respect, like he respects Triple G. You know, deep in his heart, he does, especially after that first fight. Canelo's you're gonna have to earn your respect from him. Like, it's gonna see that night in the fight. You know what I mean? We'll all see. Again, I gave my opinion how I think it's gonna go. I could be completely wrong. Who knows? But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get overwhelmed in the end. That's my prediction. But that's my just looking at the two fighters and trying to give what the fight's gonna look like in the end. But now he can't come in there with that attitude. Oh, that guy recognized, said I'm gonna lose in the end. Who the fuck is he? I'm the one that's fighting the guy, and I'm gonna keep talking shit until maybe something happens. Maybe there's something that happens is
he probably does say that, dude, because he's definitely on fucking. He argues with people too much with fans. He obviously cares what they say.
Wait, Jimmy, recognize what? How do you think this fight ends? Like, what are your guys' opinions? When do you think Canelo stops him?
I'm thinking 7th or 8th. It's gonna fold him with a fucking body shot and then put the work on him. And he'll either not come out from the round or his corner will chuck something in. And if his corner ends up chucking it in, that's when I think Canelo will be trying to hurt him. Instead of trying to put him on one shot, he'll be beating him up and a towel will come flying in.
Yeah, he might do that, like torture shit, like Ali did with Terrell. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Jackson, then.
No, go ahead. I'm finished. You're good.
Gonzalo, go ahead.
Yeah, I've said it, man. I don't know what else everybody want me to tell you. I said it. Caleb Plant's got good legs. If he shows good dexterity, he can move side to side, pivot, and get on the back foot in occasions and come forward as well. If he can show that he can win if he pops out that jab. But I don't know what everybody else wants me to say. Is he gonna knock out Canelo? Is he gonna push him back all the time where he's gonna pressure the pace? I don't think so. So what I'm saying, he better think of what he's gonna do in the fight. It's not all talking, man. Sometimes you talk a lot of shit and it backfires on you. Like fucking Bobby Kid Perret against Emilio Stewart. He kept getting called a fag. The other guy didn't like it. He was more experienced, and he beat his ass. Right. That's just another point of view, too.
No, that's a good point. But, Gonzalo, don't you like a guy that's talking shit to Canelo, finally?
Yeah. But from now on, they're not going to get close together. They're going to put a plexiglass. And, keep talking the shit, but I don't know. He should have probably just waited a little bit longer for that. It's too soon, but you can't control what people feel. Canelo pushed him first. But now, I got that.
Now it's the time to talk shit, though. It's the press conference. After that, they go to training camp and it's over. Like, maybe the day before the fight, but I mean, the last press conference.
No, yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting, definitely.
He called his trainer a fat bitch. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
You're a fucking cunt, and you're that fucking cunt, aren't you?
That's 2.
You fat fuck.
But yeah, listen. I think this fight's interesting. Oh, by the way, people, the phone lines are open. Don't be shy. Call in. We'll also
you know what most importantly?
What's that?
They got us talking about it. They got us talking about it.
I know. Yeah, look at that.
That's right. Man.
Deontay Wilder calls Fury a cheat. He talks a lot of shit. We'll see if he'll back it up. He says different. When it's different fighters, it's different. Because we're all different people, how we react.
It's true, man. Everybody's different. That's why you got to find out.
But
although Wilder didn't have much to say at the actual presser.
The thing about
the first one.
The thing about Caleb Plant is like that he might be talking shit to rile up Canelo also, or to motivate himself. Some people talk shit just to motivate themselves. So, I like that.
Yeah.
He might be just pumping himself up, and fuck that, man. Why would you go in there being scared and I'm gonna get a payday? Yay! Thank you, Canelo.
Oh, I'm fighting Canelo. I'm gonna just go there and lose.
But even like Billy Joe Saunders always had that mentality. Well, like remember when they asked him about when he was about to fight Chris Eubank Jr. and they asked him about Golovkin or something, and he said, but Golovkin would beat both of us, something like that. Why would you even say that?
Right.
Even if it's true, like. kind of mentality is that? I want a guy like Caleb Plant, man.
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders came in there. You heard him before the Canelo fight. You heard him make that comment. That was pretty sad, right? And then he does the same thing with the Canelo fight before the fight happens. Now, do you want to see that? You want Caleb Plant to behave that way? No, of course not. We wouldn't be talking about it right now. It'd be like, yeah, another guy who's coming in there to just fucking not even try.
Lean into the uppercut over and over and over again till Canelo finally lands one. Yeah, we don't want to see that.
Yeah. People, phone lines are open. Don't be shy, and also hit the like button, please. That's gonna help the channel.
Hey, not for nothing, man, but I've been watching a lot of Caleb Plant fights, and that's what he does. He leans to his right all the time. That's
all the time. All the time. That's where he goes to. And my thing is this, right? So what you got to do is sometimes you have to sit back and say, you look at the situation. My thing with Plant is nobody knows him better than his people, than his handlers, the guys who have been with him since out of the images. My thing is this. You got to ask yourself, why did they match him softer than silk pajamas? Like crazy soft his whole career. That's all. It just makes it's a big question mark to me. That's all.
So why?
Yeah, but Billy Joe Saunders, you guys maybe need to watch that fight again. He wasn't leaning to the right or to the left. He was leaning forward and literally into the uppercut. Caleb Plant, yeah, I mean, I haven't fucking watched his career at all. I can't even front. I watched one fight and I wasn't impressed. But I mean, look how fucking big he is. Look how big he is. He should be able to at least, if he uses his feet and those sweet, sweet hands of his, he should be able to at least make it look like he's winning to some people. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point, because I was going
to I got to give it to you. He's like, no. I'll be honest, I haven't really watched this.
Well, I'm not surprised, but
oh man, that's funny.
I was about to mention.
I watched one fight. I'm sorry, real talk. One fight. That's the only fight I ever saw.
So you really need to see, dude, because it's almost like a repeat. And if you go back, seriously, it's pretty much does like BDA said, everything's the same.
I was about to say that Billy Joe Saunders was middleweight, fighting at super middleweight. Now Caleb Plant is a true super middleweight, and you could see the size difference, the height difference. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
He's a light heavyweight at least, bro. All the PBC guys drain themselves down. Come on, he's a snack athlete. That dude is a light heavyweight, easy.
Hey guys, I have to admit though, I thought it was gonna be a complete mismatch or something, but now because of what happened today, I'm kind of changing my mind. And it shouldn't because I know, man, but fuck.
I think it's gonna still end bad for Caleb Plant, but like I don't know that for sure.
Yeah,
I like his energy. I can't lie. Like that little theater that they had today got me interested.
Yeah. The ending might be the same as every Canelo fight we've seen so far, but maybe it's gonna be a bit of a fight until eventually Caleb Plant.
But do you think he's just gonna sit on the ropes and let Canelo wail at him without throwing a single punch? You think he's just gonna walk himself straight back to the ropes? And
you have to be after a decent body punch, take his legs out, where you know what I mean.
But to land the body punch, he's gonna have to get close to him.
Yeah, it's just about timing. Yeah, he's gonna have to time him. That's what it'll take later rounds.
But go look at Rocky Folding. Look at how Canelo was able to
Rocky Folding
close the distance on the guy. What Rocky Fielding did was covered his head, exposed his midsection, took a step forward, and let Canelo wail on his midsection. I can't see Plant. If he does that, then I mean, yeah, it's all over for him.
Yeah, Folding wasn't even using his reach, his height advantage or anything like that. He was terrible. But I look at some of his fights before that. He always fought the same way, though. He was like a brawler that didn't use his advantages, his physical advantage. But that was a terrible fight. Remember every time Rocky Fielding was going down, he was just smiling and looking at Canelo like.
He's like
what the fuck?
Yeah, he's all great shot, champ. Oh, you're the best.
Oh man!
Thank you for beating me up.
By the way, people,
keep saying
the fight is November 6th, and I was posting the odds. You can see them on your screen on YouTube. Canelo's a 10-1 favorite, so you're not gonna make any fucking money out of that. Caleb Plant's a 5
10-1.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, in other words, he has no shot.
So you won't make shit out of that. Caleb Plant is a 5.5 underdog. So 5.5, and if you go with Caleb Plant by stoppage, she's at 12 to 1. Caleb Plant by decision, 11 to 1, and the draw is 22 to 1.
Dude, this is Steve Rolls territory. Let's keep it real, man. This is fucking Steve Rolls odds, basically. It's a cherry.
Yeah, no hoper odds.
It looks like
that's Vegas no hoper. 10 to 1 a no hoper odds.
Yeah, it's a no hoper. It's a pay-per-view main event, Jimmy.
I gotta tell you though.
Of course it is.
If he comes in at 100%, fights the fight of his life, you never know. He could edge the fight, man. It's not impossible. Canelo, look, he said it himself, and he does make a good point. Canelo's not invincible. Now I know Caleb Plant's not nowhere near invincible, and therefore he could get the crap kicked out of him in there. But he's like I said, he's pretty quick, and if Canelo shows up 75%, 70% against a quick, taller guy like Caleb Plant, could be trouble, man.
That's another place where getting him pissed doesn't really work in your favor because, like, right, if he didn't have a reason to get motivated to train, like, now he hates this fucking dude. He absolutely got under his skin today. You saw it, the anger, and it was silly to throw a punch. He put the whole fight in jeopardy to hit him like that. Exactly. But the point is, he did. And so if there was a reason to go and train his fucking balls off and have motivation to want to fuck somebody up, he just gave it to him.
But Caleb Plant, maybe, he's turning Canelo into a bull. But if he does become a bull, then Caleb Plant should become the matador. And if he does, who knows, man?
Right. I just know that he couldn't. And another thing that didn't look good, doesn't bode good for him, is that he couldn't fucking, I don't even think he really even rocked Truex or washed Truex.
No, that was
that's not a good sign.
Canelo looked like Brock Nello in the press conference. He was like ripping through that shirt, bro. I thought he's gonna rip his shirt off and like all my Hulkamanias.
Yeah.
But that was really Plant's response was, "Oh, fuck you! I did get some of my fucking hand hit him." Like, man, get off Twitter, dude. Focus on the fight.
Yeah.
Why didn't he take off his glasses either? Really, really dark shades. And if he would have had those glasses off, he probably would have got clipped a little more.
Yeah. By the way, I don't like those. When you have a face off, you should take off your sunglasses because you look you have to eye contact.
You're talking a lot of shit. Me.
Yeah, he said when you're as cool as him, the sun shines on you 24/7. Though.
Oh, okay. Okay, that explains it.
Yeah, look at that. He says, "My ass, fuck you, missed my ass, fuck you, bitch." I mean, this guy's. I gotta tell you, when a guy makes you root for Canelo, that means you're an asshole, man. Because this fucking guy is just all over the place. Now, I will say this: when it comes to his style, like I said, he could pose Canelo some problems, but getting Canelo pissed off, hey, look, it could work both ways. What I'm trying to say here is, I'm losing my fucking train of thought here. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Focus.
You fucked up, man.
Sorry.
Oh man. It sounds to me like Plant's the one who's fucking all riled up. he's the one who's more up in his feelings.
But here's
shit.
Yeah, but the one that seems the more emotional to me is Canelo. Like obviously they're both like riled up and everything, but
absolutely. That at the presser, without a doubt, that fucking ripped him up, without a doubt.
Yeah.
He was deep he was balls deep in his feelings right there and then.
But Canelo will try to rip your head off whether you're smiling and shaking his hand, calling him the best. Khan was respectful to him, and he killed him, like literally.
Recognize, will this affect Canelo's training camp?
No, he's just gonna. Come on, man. He's just gonna go in there.
Come on, man.
Same way. He's like, I'm trying to rip this dude up. That's it. That's what he does for every fight. Every fight, he's trying to beat the guy up.
So he's not gonna.
Honestly, what Cotto is a good example of someone he respected. He liked Cotto a lot. Always has. Yeah, you can see in the end of that fight, like he was beating him, but he wasn't trying to fucking take him out without doubt.
If he saw the opportunity to knock Cotto the fuck out, he would have did it.
Cotto was too good, man.
Cotto was just too good that night. He was not going to let him do that,
No, I know he was on his bike and stuff, stay away, but I don't feel he was pressing the action. It's just my opinion. I don't think he was pressing hard enough.
Because he was getting pieced up by combinations from Cotto.
Yeah, so Canelo, when he would do that, he was getting caught up, especially with Cotto's jab. Yeah, so
yeah, a lot of people had Cotto winning that fight. I didn't because his punches weren't very powerful, and Canelo countered with big punches. But it's pretty fair to say that Cotto landed more punches in that fight. Like it was a tough competitive fight.
Yeah, it was definitely a competitive fight. No, I think Canelo tries to kill you, whoever you are. Doesn't care.
So it's not like
he can knock you out. I'm saying it's like if the opportunity presents itself.
I gotta go back and watch that Cotto fight, man. I think I scored it wide for Canelo, real wide. Shit,
I had it like 8-4, 7-5, 8-4, 7-5.
Competitive doesn't necessarily mean close. If he's just nicking these rounds, Canelo had the better punches, no doubt about it. Like for me, he clearly
was
won.
A lot bigger, also. He was a lot bigger than that ring.
But Cotto was landing
had no business being a middleweight, none.
Cotto's punches just weren't doing anything to him. They had no effect.
The fight was at so it was 155, and I don't know what the fight night weigh-in was, but Canelo had him by close to 20 pounds.
Was it 157 that night? Wasn't it? Like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was like 157.
Yeah, maybe 157. I don't remember, but whatever the next day.
It was Canelo weight. It was 155 Canelo weight.
155. Okay, so
or he moved up to the 156-pound division.
It was because Cotto wasn't a real fucking, you know what I mean, middleweight either. But that's when Canelo gave up the strap. First, right. Because he didn't want to. Cotto gave it up because he didn't want to pay the $500,000 fucking sanctioning fee. He's like, go fuck yourself. And then so Cotto, so that's how Canelo got it. But then that was when Triple G was too young. So we all know what he did.
Hey guys,
that's when he literally said, "You either fight me or give me my."
I gotta wait you 2 years. Yeah.
Hey guys,
here you go, sir.
Guys, Grievous has a question for you. He says, have we seen the best of canelo-plant?
I mean, that's a hard question.
It's true. Have we seen the best?
We haven't seen anything,
right?
Have we seen the best of canelo-plant? I have no idea. We'll find out November 6th. But
that's the thing, though. I mean, if you look back at his, we're saying that it might give Canelo problems, but then we got to look back at his fights.
If he gives Canelo problems, it's going to be because he's a longer guy. He should be fighting long.
Exactly. We're picturing him using his attributes. Yeah. We're saying, like, in our minds, what someone his build, his length could do if done properly. But when you look at his resume, it's hard to back that up. It's hard to say, okay, he'll do this, do that. When steel sharpens steel, and the best brings out the best. And his 10 fights before winning the belts is, guys. I read off his their rankings. I mean, collectively was combined 158 ranked.
So we're hoping.
That's pretty bad.
We're basically hoping,
He should use his physical attributes, what he can do with that, and apply that to the fight. See if it gets him, the win.
So are we hoping and wishing for something to happen?
Well, I'll admit it. Yeah, I don't have a problem saying it. I hope fucking Canelo gets beaten. Absolutely.
I hope it goes 12 and Canelo gets robbed. Like blind. I truly hope that's what happens. That would be funny as fuck, man.
That would be funny. Plant's got a fucking circle to his right. He's just got a circle to his right, staying lateral, circling to the right, keeping him on the end of the jab, and just don't get anywhere near the ropes. Again, that's just a hard thing to do for 12 rounds.
I mean, this is PBC territory. PBC territory. What are the chances of that happening, Jimmy? With the PBC.
Well, the PBC, it's pretty much a given that it's going to be something scandalous. But who's really the house fighter? Now, it's the question. If you're courting Canelo, if Heyman wants Canelo to stay with him and do more fights, he's going to fucking give him the decision. But then you got to bank on him wanting to come back.
Well,
if he really knows in his heart that he doesn't want to come back, who knows? Maybe the judges might have an instruction to lean heavy towards the fucking Wonder Bread.
All right, Jimmy. Already there's tension between both boxers. Apparently, the fans are going crazy. They love this shit. Why can't Canelo lose? I mean, if Canelo loses, there's gonna be a rematch. I mean, Canelo's not gonna go away, do something else. He's gonna want that rematch. And where is that rematch gonna take place?
20 million.
Exactly.
So it's a great. I mean, yeah, because we're talking. He needs to win, and if he wins, then maybe Benavides. So he's gonna say, "Why no? No, he can lose, and then he's gonna
I
come
beat
back to."
you. I beat you, right? Double it up. Now
Yo,
you got
what if he chases Plant all over that fucking ring, right? And then it's a draw, right? And then they have a rematch, and Plant does a lot better, and then gets the win. and then Canelo ends up chasing him, begging for the fight, and Plant is, I'm on to bigger and better things. wouldn't that be great, man?
That'd be hilarious.
Dude, you know what would happen? Canelo fans would now be conspiracy theorists. That's what would happen.
Oh.
I mean, most of them are conspiracy theorists. I mean, it seems to me that they believe that closing down all the gyms but keeping McDonald's open is a great public health policy. You know what I mean? So they basically are conspiracy theorists.
You know, I said it also, guys. You know, Billy Joe Saunders got cut. Canelo's wearing them boxing no life gloves or boxing no padding because they're really light on the padding around the face of the knuckles surface area. Look at him. He just got fucking cut with the bitch slap while wearing glasses. Do you not think with the small gloves that he's going to get to him and cut him up? He did it to Billy Joe Saunders.
Look, to be fair, right? When you wear glasses and you get hit with it, you know, that shit could cut you. That you know, the soles, I want to call them, right? Am I saying that right? The part that's right between your nose.
But didn't the first slap send the glasses off his head? He threw a right then a left, right? Like kind of threw a couple.
Oh yeah,
right
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So when he hit him, the first shot that he hit him with, it looked like it slapped the glasses, and it could have like imprinted on his skin and caused the cut. So
I'm saying, how do you think that could have happened though? Like, do you think? Because I thought it happened from the right, the follow up hand.
I thought
Canelo went up with the cup.
I'm being honest with you. Listen, I thought Canelo punched him at first.
I think that uppercut might have been a little bit more of a closed fist.
Canelo was throwing palm strikes. He wasn't exactly slapping. He was throwing palm strikes, like karate.
Yeah, palm strikes are even dangerous, man. They're more dangerous. Palm strikes are dangerous. You could take your palm if you catch a guy straight in his face, you know, where there's bones at, like the cheekbone, you could break it. It
was. You're right, and I think that's what that uppercut was, like a palm uppercut, like a palm strike. Because I think the left first sent the glasses off his head, so the left that cut his right eye, there was no glasses there to be cut. That means just a palm cut it.
I think the glasses stayed on.
Did they stay on? Okay, I assume they went off. Okay, my bad.
Guys, I'm playing the video. You can check the video. I'm playing it.
Okay.
Just click on the screen. Click on the screen.
Yep, I'm watching right.
No, it looks like the smack.
Nope, they were. Yeah, they were on. They could have. Yeah, right. They could have slapped them. It was almost like simultaneously they whacked them.
Yeah.
He did bend at the waist, though.
He bent it right to his lead. Yeah, his lead left.
Yeah, get up to the lead.
Sorry, that's a reaction from like the pool noodles. Sorry, Jimmy, from the pool noodles, or maybe that towel. You flick a towel while doing the drills, and then you go back and automatically react, right?
See, I think he is real good at the waist movement from the waist up. I think Canelo's really good at that.
What should have did was, instead of going full with the hook, he should have went when he was coming forward towards him, stop like Usyk, throw a punch, and then you're ready to back up straight, not underneath, just straight, boom, you know, and just back yourself up at the same time. I think he would have got away with it.
Trying to dazzle him with the fucking talking. See how he's going up talking, and then kind of throws the shot in. He's trying to give him a sucker slap.
Have been the only exchange, and then Canelo had to live with that shit. He'd have been like, "Oh, I want to kill this motherfucker. I want to kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna chinga tu madre when I see you again."
Yeah, because like you said earlier, when you say that to a Mexican, because of the transfer of language, it does come out the opposite, right? It's motherfucker, like it's fuck your mother. Right? I would think, like you said, though, Canelo must know what American slang means.
You know what would have made me a Plant fan if somebody would have said, "Hey, you know when you call him a motherfucker in Mexico, that's saying fuck your mother, And Plant would have said, "Well, we don't live in fucking Mexico."
Fuck Mexico, he said. Fuck
I would have been a fan right there. Well, we don't live in Mexico.
Let me tell you something, pendejo.
Hey guys,
Close the borders.
gotta end the show. I gotta end the show. You guys can keep talking, but I gotta bounce. But thank you for joining us.
Sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to get racial. Sorry about that.
That's why I'm ending the show, Rick.
Yeah, I apologize, man. To all the Mexicans, I'm cool with y'all, man.
All right, guys.
At least the good ones.
Everybody who's listening, thank you for joining us. Interesting show. We're gonna have more shows. I think Mr. BDA is preparing like mini film live film analysis for the Joshua Usyk fight. We will also be having a post-fight show on Saturday after the Usyk AJ fight. So stay tuned for that. And I'm working on the Kumite. So yep, the Kumite is coming, people. I know some people have been asking me about it. Thank you for joining us, everybody who donated. And yep, hit the like button, people. Have a good night. Take care.
Disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
Let's just kill those fucking men.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito. You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.